Hello, and welcome to Meme of the Month. We are back with more chaos, as always. I am Danny, and I am going to be tossing things over to Alondra in just a minute. But first, a quick introduction of the rest of our players. I hope you guys have your screens up so you know when you're coming up. But, if not, it'll be a surprise to you. First up, we have Tiana Wren. Because I recycled the layout from last Spirit Squad, and you had to fill in the spot. Awesome. Next up, Katie. Oh, wait. Hold on. I screwed up. Yep. Ah, my friends. This is what Danny does. Why? Yep, the call can't be heard. I have to fix this.
It's happened a couple of times here. It's just an unfortunate reality.
There we go.
Welcome to streaming in general.
Yeah. Welcome to streaming.
That's the problem. My computer rebooted, and every time it reboots, I lose all of my audio settings for OBS. So
that sounds right. That sounds right.
I mean, yeah, that is just how it is when you Twitch.
OBS be like that.
Hey, Ren, you got to do again.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, Alondra, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, it wouldn't really be a TTRPG stream if we didn't have at least one weird audio goof. At least we get it out of the way at the beginning, so we can clip it off later.
Yes. Valid.
Right. And I am hearing some weird echoing in my headset.
I am not.
I don't know if the stream has any weirdness. If the stream is not complaining, I will just live with echoes. I can live with echoes.
Do you have Twitch open and is the tab muted?
Ooh, good question.
That's usually what it is for me.
Okay.
Some echo.
Now, how about this for our friends listening on Twitch? Are you still having echoes? Because I think it stopped now. Because I don't hear it anymore because I fixed more audio. Yay!
Audio is always a birch.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Birch? My favorite kind of tree.
I've been watching The Click lately, and whenever he wants to say that particular word, it's birch.
It's a birch.
Okay. All right, we are now
Everything sounds good to me on both
good to
ends,
go.
so I think
Excellent.
we're good.
So we will once again toss it to Tiana Wren. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Tiana Wren. I stream here periodically with Meme of the Month and with Crits and Knits, and I'm also found over on my own channel at twitch.tv/VandalLostOne. This one is worse. I'm saying and ah way more often. I hate it. And today I'm playing Binks, who is a Tabaxi druid.
All right, next up we have Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. You might see me on here occasionally. I'm like the snow leopard of Meme of the Month. And and today I'm going to be playing Nostradamus. His nickname is Nos, and he is a Dhampir on the team. And he's a rogue technically. So there you go.
And then Deebles.
Hi, this is actually my first Meme of the Month. I've never done this before, so here we are. I am here on things like Crits and Knits, and That's Pretty Crafty, and we used to do Roll for Weird. But I'm also over on my own channel, which is Deebles with 4 E's, because apparently somebody else had Deebles on Twitch. Crazy. Where I play mostly Dead by Daylight. But I am playing Ring Ting Tingaling, who has shown up on the channel before, but not for Meme of the Month. So
amazing.
She is a Eladrin elf rogue. And she is a disgraced Santa's workshop elf.
All right, and
I think I'm the only one who made a new character for this one.
Well,
I was about to say.
I think
I
so.
think you're I mean, I think you've only played in a couple too, so you don't have quite the backlog that the rest of us have.
We do have a few, yes.
That's true. Although I could have probably pulled one of the ones from the mini arenas that I've been in.
Anyway,
Right.
Danny, introduce your character.
Yes.
Since we'll start with you, and then we forget to introduce
I
you.
forgot about that part. I am going to be playing Itzala Ithera, who is a ghost. And it's fine.
It's fine, nothing to worry about here.
And then, of course, our lovely GM tonight, Alondra.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alondra, and I will be playing everybody else.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
As is tradition. So this is a somewhat of a rarity on Meme of the Month, but an exciting rarity where we are actually playing sort of a sequel. So if you enjoy what's happening here, please go back and on YouTube and look up the original Spirit Squad game. It was in October of 2022.
Oh my God.
Based on the meme in which you have to appreciate that the Halloween is the only thing keeping Christmas from creeping earlier and earlier into the year because goth kids hold the line.
Mm-hmm.
And we loved this hijinks so much that we have brought it back. And so I think with that, it's time for some flavor text. Along the tenuous borderlands between the Hollows and the Xmas incursions, there are strange pockets of tenuous harmony, places where things dark and ancient that straddle both worlds slumber with one watchful eye on the ongoing conflict. But now, the Xmas forces rally under the Knights of the Marked Halls, rejecting ancient roots for palatable inanity to rally more to their cause. And so, the Spirit Squad rises again, ready to remind everyone of the real reason for the season.
I love it when Alondra goes into the reading voice. It gets
Yeah,
very
it's
dramatic.
really good. It's really good.
And then can't find her tab to switch and continue on in vain, which creates too long of a pause and everyone has to fill it with talking. We open on the snowy, half-dead landscape of the borderlands. The Thankfuls are no more. Gone, crushed in the ongoing battles. Their autumn leaves, crisp and deadened into the ground. And now we see strangely confused pockets, verdant living evergreens intermingled with the twisted and blackened dead perennials, mazes of brittle hay and corn that are slowly becoming overgrown with holly and ivy. Liminal spaces, spaces between the two worlds, where something strange hovers in the air and thrums under the earth. Places where you wouldn't normally want to be, but there's been so much energy, so much magic poured into the conflict that now these places are just part of the world. Places that need oversight and investigation. Places of great power. And we all know that all's fair in... Well, there's really no love here. It's really just war and war at this point. So power is a resource in great supply and great need. And so as we pan over this strange borderland, drifting just into the side of the blackened, gnarled trees, past the edge of one of these stiff, dried corn mazes that used to populate this land, we see a warehouse. Large, looming, empty. Former neon signs ripped off of its face, leaving only the ghostly shadows of whatever words might have once been there. And now with a bedraggled black banner hung over the front to declare its allegiance. This is the headquarters, one of many, of the Spirit Squad, where the haunted forces of the Hallows take over the commercial artifices erected by the Xmas forces and reclaim them for their own spooky purposes. In this case, those spooky purposes are a really, really boring game of Go Fish. as Itzala, Binks, and Nos are biding their time. They were told to be on the ready to report that a message would be coming to them, but it hasn't come yet. And so they sit trying to fill their time. Binks, a newer member to this squad, still battle proven in the fight, but recently rejoined after that incident with the potpourri cannon.
Don't talk about the potpourri cannon.
No one ever does. But joined up with Nos and Itzala, who are a little still regaining their footing after the schism of their own team, a horrifying literal ice chasm separating them from their previous partners. But all things will work out. They always do. And no one's ever really gone in the Hollows. Just changed or relocated. Hopefully they'll find everyone again. And in the meantime, they await their orders. Orders that finally seem to appear as a strange, icy bubble. Like a bubble that's been just frosted over. Suddenly drifts in and starts tapping at the window. Like it's bumping, can't get in.
Oh God. Is it from that movie? Is that one that just came out?
No, I don't think so. It's not pink.
Oh my God. Okay. I
Oh,
don't think I could take it.
Perhaps someone more
Not-
corporeal should respond?
I suppose not everyone can travel by bubble and go over and open the window.
You go over, you unlatch one of these big warehouse windows, and this bubble sort of drifts in.
If
Kind
it
of-
starts singing, I'm gonna lose it.
It drifts over to one of the sort of empty walls, a place where you guys have shoved the, like, decrepit shelves away, and you just have this big blank wall where sometimes you chart out battle plans or maps, but currently it's just sort of scuffed and buffed over as the charcoal's been wiped away. And this bubble backs up and then rams itself into the wall, causing it to shatter and spread a giant spray of ice, creating almost like a screen across this wall. And you can see shimmering through the ice a sort of shadowed figure sitting in a chair who then sort of leans forward. And you all recognize the withered, frightening face of Mother Yaga, one of the great generals of the Hollows. She's very high ranking. None of you have ever interacted with her. You're much too small potatoes for that, but you've heard of her. Nos, you've heard many stories of Mother Yaga from your time spent with the Rosalka sisters,
Yeah.
who report directly to her. And there's no mistaking who this is as she leans forward and she goes, "Ah, yes, good. Spirit Squad number 699. You are 699, yes?"
Yes.
I jump
Ex-
up and salute.
Yes, very good, very good. Took much time to find you. That is good. It means you are hiding well. We will need that in mission to come. We have special task for you, Spirit Squad. There is no more time left. Situation is dire along Borderlands. The snow, it gets worse. Not the sleet and the slush kind. The happy kind.
Oh.
The frothy, special kind that falls while you kiss under mistletoe. She turns and spits over her shoulder. It means they are gaining power. We cannot have this. It is time to call upon ancient rights of the Hollows. You must reclaim the goat.
The goat.
The goat.
You see, she sort of waves her hand, another image appears on part of the screen, and you see an image of a huge straw goat. It's kind of got ribbons wrapped around sort of its muzzle, its chest, creating almost a semblance of like reins and a saddle, but it is huge, massive, many stories high. She goes, "This is the goat, one of our ancient encapsulations of great power. It used to belong to the Hollows, but in times long since, the Xmas forces have taken it over, brought it into their own fold, and now we will take it back. It is imperative that we destroy it, so that they cannot access its power.
Of course.
Oh, so we don't have to bring it back. We just need to destroy it?
No. No. Destroy the goat. The way to access the power of the goat is by possession, and if no one possesses the goat, the power is free to roam as it so chooses. You understand me?
Da. Mm-hmm.
Now, is traditional from old country, we burn it. I understand, given times and situation, may not be possible. So, kind of anything goes. If you could do it with fire, though, would be best. Highly ideal. But with all the snow and the fairies and shit, like, I totally get that if you'd have to just kind of go with something else. Other thing to be aware of. And she kind of waves her hand again. The screen changes. And you see, a further back view of the goat. It almost looks like a spy cam, maybe from an arcane eye that's been posted to keep an eye on things. These fuckers. And she points, and you see there is a swarm of birds perched up in a tree overlooking the goat. These have been hovering around the goat for many moons now. Sometimes they go pluck straw, some of them seem to be nesting. We do not know who they work for. They are not mine. They do not look like they work for the big red man, but who knows these days? Find out what they're up to. I do not like having creatures around our great sources of power who do not declare allegiance one way or the other, even if they work for the other side. At least then we know, yes?
Yeah.
Do we know what kind of bird they are?
No idea. It seems to change. I have seen ducks. I have seen corvids. I have seen little white birds, little gray birds.
Huh.
I have seen birds with berets. I don't know what that's about.
Oh my god!
Be warned. Birds are tricky. Don't cross them if you don't have to, but find out what they're up to. And if they're not already on our side, but can be won over, I am willing to negotiate. You may use my name for this. You all know this is a huge deal because Mother Yaga famously does not negotiate. That's why she's so good at what she does.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. In addition, your numbers have been somewhat depleted, for which I am sorry. Varoshka tells me it has been hard time for you. So I am sending you additional assistance in form of, how you say, inside job person. Someone who might be able to help you by knowing more about the Xmas forces, since you will have to cross fully into the borders of their territory to get to the goat, yes?
Okay.
Wait, like a defactor?
Yes! Yes!
How do we know that we can trust them?
You don't! That's the best part! She's got like a wild kind of crazy glow in her eyes as she says that, and Nas, you are also reminded that Mother Yog is kind of loopy.
A little bit.
Yeah. Another reason why you're kind of fine with the fact that most people don't ever interact with her. Anyway, your new recruits show up very soon. If you have any questions, figure it out. I will call back later. Good luck. You'll need it. And you see the ice sort of ripples and then just kind of shatters off the wall.
Oh.
As this
Fire, huh?
call ends and this ice sort of shatters and begins kind of melting slightly onto the floor, from outside the warehouse, you hear a weird little like sort of noise.
I'm gonna go to the door of the warehouse and like kind of slide the door open.
You open the door and you see 2 headless chickens.
Oh, thank God. Okay. So we're fine.
trying to sort of like cluck to get your attention, but of course they don't have heads, so it's just like weird throat noises that are happening. One of them comes up and sort of like bops your leg a little bit to get your attention, and then goes scurrying off toward the edge of the gnarled tree line, where you see a very peculiar figure. Not the sort of figure you would expect to see here in the edges of the hollows. Ringting, please describe your character. I want to know, what is it that they see creeping out of the trees now that you have been led to this secret rendezvous that you were told about by 2 headless chickens?
Not the weirdest thing that's happened to Ring Ting.
Probably not.
So you see, she is short. She is a short elf at about 3'5". Kind of long white hair that's braided off to the side. She has a black Santa hat on and a black Christmas sweater with the arms that are striped white and black. And she wears tight black like pants with knee-high boots. And she is kind of skipping towards the warehouse jauntily.
I don't know whether to be put off or I think I'm into it. I'm not sure. Can't figure this out. TBD.
TBD.
Not sure.
Ringting, you were informed by your contact that you connected with in the Hollows that you were going to be dispatched to join an infiltration team consisting of a vampire, a ghost, and a cat. So you see this this very bro-looking vampire and these 2 headless chickens at the door, and this feels right. This feels like the place.
Sure. So Ring Ting will come up and go, "Yes, hello. Ring Ting, reporting for duty."
Hi. Were you sent by Mother Yaga, or?
I don't really know that name, but the 2 headless birds decided to bring me here after talking to my own contact, and they say that you have a problem with the big man, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, okay. Kind of look at the other 2 in the warehouse and like, are they clocking this strange little voice coming from the doorway, or?
Yeah, Binks has definitely come over and done like the curious cat head tilt watching Ring Ting.
Itzala has drifted over and is sort of like looking over you.
Oh. So, ghost, cat, oh, you're the vampire.
Hi, Nas. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Binks,
Okay.
good to meet you.
Binks,
Itzala.
Isala. Isala what?
I get that a lot.
I am Ring Ting Tingaling. But you can call me Ring Ting.
Ring Ting.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, we have a goat to set on fire.
Yes, I like fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know where this goat is, Ring Ting? Do you know like the sitch?
God?
As he goes, one of the headless chickens walks over to Ring Ting and does a weird, you know when birds do that head bob thing? It's doing that, but again, without a head. It just has a neck stump. But as it does this, it just, and out of the like esophageal hole just shoots a piece of parchment.
Can I
and then
catch
just starts
it?
like, yeah, you totally can catch it. And then it just sort of like trots up and starts like like the motion of like it's pecking at the ground looking for food, except again, I cannot stress enough, it has no head.
Oh god.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
I will unfold or unroll the parchment, whichever it is.
Yeah, you kind of unroll. It was like a little tiny tube, so you can
Okay.
untie like this little piece of like twine on it and unroll it, and you see there is a map that shows it looks like a big black X that is probably where you guys are. Everything is in black and red. The black seems to indicate the Hollows border. The red seems to indicate the Xmas forces. And you can see in this like weird in-between area, there is like a big old circle in both colors, with a bunch of arrows pointing to it. So that seems to be the location of the goat. Itzala, you kind of are able to look at this map, and you have a little bit of recognition of this place. You know that this is one of these weird borderland areas that for a long time, you know, eons ago, this would all have been under the guise of the Thanksful, where a lot of these like places of power were sort of given into that neutral like middle territory to be kind of kept aslumber. But now that the Thanksful essentially is no more, as it's been overrun with all these incursions, all of these places are in this weird kind of liminal back and forth of the power struggle between the Hollows and the Xmas. But you kind of recognize the general vicinity of this place, and you would be able to kind of direct everybody. It's probably going to take like a day or two to travel. But the other thing that you notice very specifically is you see that there is a stopping point kind of halfway between that you think might be worth stopping off at. There is an artificer who has set up camp in the borderlands, goes by the name of Dross. And Dross will sell anything to anybody as long as they've got coin. He does not differentiate between
Hell
the sides. So you realize that this, if you take the most direct route, you can kind of mostly skirt to the Hollows for the first day, stop off near Dross's setup to possibly pick up some supplies and have a relatively safe place to rest over, because no one's going to attack an artificer who sells to both sides. That's a bad idea. And then you can continue on. You could get there probably by first light or just before first light of your second day.
Okay.
All right.
So she will relay all that information.
All right. Seems like a plan. Seems good. Travel by map. Got it.
Yes.
Montage. Cool.
get the Indiana Jones red line.
Yeah. Exactly.
Black line,
we
black
see
line.
a beautiful montage of you all traveling, making your way through the Hollows. We get a flash of everybody kind of cresting stoically over a hill, Lord of the Rings style. It's all in the lead, sort of like looking out. Binks sort of shifting, you know, slinking along cat style, keeping an eye out for everything, and then having to like as gets a little tickle in the nostrils. Ringtang just proudly skipping along, and Nos kind of bringing up the rear, still a little befuddled as to whether they're into it or not, like trying to kind of figure that out.
Like, it's so my scene, and then she says stuff, and I don't know how to feel anymore.
We get another flash of Binks and Nos aggressively holding peppermint gnomes under the water of the flowing river as Itzala and Ringting sort of cheer them on, and the gnomes start dissolving. You see one of the Rusalka sisters like pops up, winks at Nos, grabs the two gnomes and yanks them fully under the water, dragging them to their dissolving deaths. You see everyone cool. Going through a corn maze and then hitting a dead end and looking, and somebody pulls out the map again and does like a spit it up, and like everybody glumly retreats as you try to find your way out. And sooner or later,
I want the story of all of those scenes in the montage. Like,
I literally want, like, I'm wanting the graphic novel. I'm wanting the cartoon. I
the
don't know.
spin-off
which one I want.
series.
Yes.
this is the one game where instead of writing things in advance, I just see what happens and then I retroactively write the module.
Yes.
There you go.
That's what I did with the first one. But eventually, you find yourselves, after about a day of traveling, you find yourselves arriving at a clearing where there is a what can only be described as a clockwork gingerbread house. It's like a gingerbread house that has been built entirely out of spare mechanical parts. There is smoke coming out of the chimney. All of the windows are like panes, like they're like shards of broken glass. So like none of them look like windows. They're just kind of like randomly punched in wherever they fit. It's all you would remember that this matches the description of the moving headquarters that Dross uses. Much like Baba Yaga's headquarters moves on chicken legs, you know that Dross has this like mechanical house that can fly.
Amazing.
That he can just relocate from place to place if things are getting too hairy or he doesn't like the area. This looks about right.
All right.
Yes. We should go introduce ourselves and avail us of whatever he has to sell. Yeah?
Good. Yeah.
Sounds good.
You head up, you knock on the front door, you hear a bunch of weird clanging noises, and then a weird clicking sounds, and then the door seems to like open. And you just hear from like distantly inside, you just hear, "Come in, come in. You
Okay.
made good time."
You were expecting us?
Oh, Mother told me I should be expecting some of her folks. I may not quite be ready yet, so come in, have a seat, have some tea. Out of nowhere, a tea cart just like rolls up in front of you guys. It's got like teacups full of hot tea, and it's just piled with like candy and sweets and stuff that are a weird, interesting mix, because there's like gumdrops and little like powdered sugar covered cakes that feel very Xmas, but there's also like a giant bucket of like wrapped candies that feel very much like what the Hollows serves.
Ooh.
Okay.
Very accommodating.
Have a seat, I'll be down in a minute. And like 4 chairs just fly in, like roll in on wheels, like one lands behind each of you, and then they like lock the brakes on the wheels.
Oh.
All right.
Ringting is just staring at the candy.
You okay, Ringting?
Yes, I can't believe he's giving this away. That's a hot commodity at Cassanta's.
Help
With
yourself.
the hollows, part of the thing is giving it.
She just stuffing her pockets with candy.
Like, don't they do candy for, you know, that stuff?
I
Like,
have been in exile for a while.
Oh.
okay.
Yes.
So, what'd the big man do to you?
Or what did you do to him?
So it's a long story.
Reader's Digest
I-
version, then.
Okay. So I have what they like to call kleptomania. And the big man doesn't like it when you take things from him.
I see.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm also not very good at making the toys. So I might have stolen some stuff
I see.
and he decided that I should be exiled. Usually he kills people, but my dad is like head of the workshop. And so he was like, "No, I won't kill your daughter."
You know, killing people's really overrated. You all turn and you see a gnome in a mech suit that makes him like a lanky 7-foot-tall robot.
Hell yeah.
Like just it's a gnome. He's in the chest piece, like sitting in the chest piece, and this robot is like makes him into like this like super tall, gangly. It's not fully like covered, like all of the mechanisms are exposed, but it definitely gives him like longer stride. He walks up, grabs the teapot, pours himself a cup of tea, and then hands it to himself in his chest with the like extended arms. Grips it with both hands. Like, sorry for the delay. I was working on building stuff up. Nice to meet y'all. Hollows, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just looking at the 7-foot man, his lanky man, and it's reminding me of our old team captain, and I'm like, oh.
Oh.
Right. Well, you know, I don't have a lot going on for y'all, but hopefully I've got some stuff that could help. So I've made you all. I wasn't sure what the vibe was, so goodie bags, and he holds up what basically looks like 4 like trick or treat bags.
Oh, hell yeah.
And hands them to each of you. Again, this is all with the big, like, mechanical extender arms, because his actual hands are holding a teacup. Each of you is given a bag. You each have, inside the bag, a bundle of rope, 10 pythons, a bag of 999 peppermint balls, wink,
Wink.
999, my god.
You don't know where the 1,000th went.
Yeah.
You each, and there are 2 potions in each bag. They are roughly labeled with little, like, symbols on them. He goes, yeah, I don't know what languages anybody talks, so I figured out a long time ago, pictograms are the way to go. One of them has a little like red plus mark on it, and then a squared symbol. And the other one has what looks like little flames with an X over it.
Fire resistance and health?
Hey, you're a smart one. Bet you land on your feet every time, too.
I do indeed.
Is that... Nos is trying to decide whether or not that was racist.
No, I'm just that dexterous. I've known other tabaxi who land flat on their faces.
Oh, yeah. Tabaxi are a wild bunch. Used to run with some tabaxi back in my youth. God, they were fun. Getting too old for that kind of thing now. Anything else I can do for you? This was sort of the basic supplies. I'm a little bit low on raw materials these days since the supply chain's been cut off and getting rerouted to the big man's workshop. Motherfucker.
Oh.
Printing spits.
I mean, not that we're, you know, it's not that kind of mission, but, you know, if there's anything that you're looking for out there, if we happen to see it,
Look,
you want to bring you anything?
I'll take anything you got. Big ones that I'm always in need of. Sugar. Always sugar. Everybody always needs sugar, right?
Fair, accurate.
But, you know, I'll take what you can get. If you find, you know, broken, busted up materials, I can spin that into a song if you get it to me right. So, sometimes literally. You like music boxes? I got music boxes. I don't know what good they're for, but I've got so many of them. He waves a hand and you see a wall just fully opens. There's just like shelves of all of these little like music boxes with like various little like figurines that like spin and dance on them. I've also got a bunch of these. He waves, another wall opens up and you just see rows of like tin soldiers. They don't do anything, but I've got like hundreds of them.
Music boxes are inherently kind of spooky.
Very spooky.
Binks is over there looking through to and
Help
like,
yourself. Pick whichever one you want. I got so many of them.
winds up
be-
a couple of them to listen to the music.
Actually, Binks, like, it might not be a bad idea to have some of those.
Distractions.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Here, let me, you see he walks over and with the mechanical arms kind of pulls down, starts handing you some options, and he starts explaining to you. You listen to a bunch of them, and they play everything ranging from, like, current pop songs to, like weird ancient, I'm not sure if this is a hymn or a cultic chant sort of vibes, but everything is that, like, little, like, metallic cylinder ping sound, so everything's just inherently kind of eerie.
Yeah.
Dope.
I'm gonna see if I can find Carol of the Bells because that one is so fucking spooky in normal times, and then you put
Oh,
it on a music
yeah.
box and oh,
He hands you Carol of the
Excellent.
Bells. He hands you Holly and the Ivy. He hands you Let All Mortal Flesh Be Silent.
That's a good one. Ooh, that's
yeah.
a good one.
He also hands you another one. He's like, this one gets them every time. They just don't know what to do with it. It plays Megan Trainor's All About That Bass.
You see like Ring Ting start kind of like
bopping
bouncing,
along.
and she's like, shit.
It's a weaponized earworm. All right.
Okay.
No, I can get on board. Nice.
Love that.
Yeah, hands you a bunch of music boxes, if you so choose. If you look over at all of these little tin soldiers, he says that they don't do anything, but you actually discover they are hollow. Like, they all have, like, a cavity in their chest that just opens up, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, when I first started building them, I had this whole thought of, like, oh, this would be so fun to, like, you know, like, hide your secret stash, or, you know, like, if you wanted to, like, put in a present for somebody and you don't want their parents to know about it, and be like, hey, you know, like, get your girlfriend a piece of jewelry, but you think it's just an innocuous toy or something. Never really caught on. I don't know, maybe it's something about the inherent creepiness of a bunch of identical tin soldiers all lined up.
I like
As you just look, there's all these just, like, little painted eyeballs staring at you.
It's like dolls.
Anyway, that's the best I got. If you're looking for anything more specific, I'm happy to take a look. But like I said, my supplies are kind of depleted. I don't normally take sides or anything, but I gotta say, big man's not on my nice list right now.
Do you have any birdseed?
Birdseed. I got birdseed. Some of it's candied. I hope that's okay.
That should be all right.
It might be.
We all like candy, both sides.
Our one point of connection.
He trundles off to, like, a kitchen area. He kind of gives you a vague wave that you can follow if you want, but, you know, whatever.
Absolutely.
He trundles off to a sort of kitchen area. You see, this entire thing is like a kitchen that is operating of its own accord. Like, very Beauty and the Beast-esque, almost like everything itself is, like, mechanically alive. You know, cooking is happening, whatever. He, like, starts rummaging through some cupboards and hands you 2 bags. One is a bag of what looks like birdseed brittle, essentially. And then the other one is a bag of these, like, little kind of, like, hardened round purple balls that are all dusted in sugar. He goes, these you might find interesting. This was a bad batch of sugar plums.
Oh.
They look like the normal thing, but there's something kind of wrong with them. So use them sparingly. Be careful with them.
All right.
And don't stand too close if you hand one to somebody.
Okay.
In which case, could we take a couple of those hollowed out tin soldiers for the road?
Oh, absolutely. Please. I got so many of them. I got more happening down in the workshop. It's the only thing I could do with the scrum metal.
Gonna grab like a handful and put them in my rucksack. All right.
Yeah.
Gonna do
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Never know when they'll be useful.
Yeah.
Ideas.
As you guys are gathering these things up, you suddenly hear a commotion in the hallway that is less mechanical than all of the other noises that have been happening in here so far. And you suddenly see, like, skidding up to the door where you all are, is a young, kind of like half-elven looking woman in a almost... It's like tactical ballerina would be the best way to describe this. Like, she comes, like, skidding up, she's like pulling, like, the balaclava off, and she's like, Dross, we got a problem, they're on their way, I think they found us. He's like, ah, shit, all right, who's in for a ride, everybody, let's go. He claps his mechanical hands together, and you feel the house start to levitate.
What's going on?
Seems like maybe some of my raiding parties got a little bit, too close to things they shouldn't have. You okay? He looks at the girl and she's like panting, just gives him a strong thumbs up. And she's like, I'm fine. That was a lot of running, though. Oh, shit. No, yeah, no, it's the rats. They're on their way. We can just go. We can just go.
Oh, rats, you say?
I hate those rats.
The rats.
Sorry, I know they're probably some of yours, but they're always stealing my shit. Really hate them. And then he kind of points, this is my, what are we at this point? She goes, hi, I'm Clara. I work for him.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
I am embarrassed that I just got the Dross reference.
As soon as you said we were headed to Dross's place, I was like,
I am so embarrassed that it took me until now.
The name of this entire game is how many references can I drop before everyone puts the dots together? So, look, I'm winning.
You are winning, at least with me.
Levitate up into the air. Clara looks and goes, I'm gonna go get changed. I'll be back later. And like disappears. Dresses around like, right. Well, where are you going? We'll drop you off on the way.
Show him the map.
Oh, shit. Have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not getting that close, but I can drop you off at the
okay.
border here.
Thank you.
that's fine.
That works. Great, thank you.
Cool.
Lucky
Everybody
better.
take a nap. If you need to get your sugar high on, he points, and you see one of the, like, the oven basically pops open and, like, pushes out, like, a big platter of, like, figgy pudding.
Never touch this stuff. Thanks so.
Yeah, fair. And you all get travel montage part 2 as you fly through the night in Dross's mechanical gingerbread house. It is full of just weird shit. You are able to spend the entire trip just like anybody who is willing to listen, he will talk their ear off about all of his like wild creations that he has made. Anybody who gets tired of his bullshit is able to find Clara like basically chilling in like a sauna room trying to like detox after whatever mission she was on, and she will happily just chat with you about what she's run into lately and give you a little bit of intel about what seems to be going on along the borders of the Xmas incursion.
Could I? Sorry, before
no.
we end the montage.
Absolutely.
I would like to try and rig up some of these 10 soldiers with whatever I could find in the workshop with his permission, so that if I throw one of them at somebody, it like explodes. And maybe with some of these pin things.
He will 1000% help you like fill these things with like shrapnel and gears and rig them into little bombs.
I also would like to see if we could rig one to be kind of a fire bomb as well, because like we were talking about needing to set that thing on fire. This one is special. It looks like Santa. We're gonna set that bitch on fire.
You give this one a little Santa hat. We haven't rolled any dice in an hour, so give me like I don't know let me think what skill I want to use for this. Give me like a sleight of hand check to see how efficiently you're able to rig a firebomb inside this.
Hell yeah.
28.
Oh,
You know we rolled 20-sided dice, right?
It's a plus 13 for sleight of hand, so.
Wow.
You come up with you actually teach Dross something, and between the two of you, you are able to figure out this clever way to basically like fill the core of this one tin soldier with like molten sugar and brandy, and then rig like a little like trigger in like his little like musket, so basically it'll spill all of this out and then ignite it the way you would ignite like a Christmas pudding.
Excellent.
So you now have I'm gonna say you have 5 shrapnel bomb tin soldiers and 1 fire starter.
Amazing.
Soldier.
And did we catch which level of health potion we got in our goodie bags?
With the plus squared, it is a greater health.
I figured that might be the case, but I wanted to make sure before I put that in there.
No, that's fair. I like to be, you know, sneaky and weird, but I will tell you, yeah, you each have a potion of fire resistance that will have fire damage to you for up to 10 minutes, and then you have a greater health potion. Anybody who's hanging out with Clara, she will actually like help you fill in more details on your map by showing you other like forces that she has kind of crossed paths with as she's been like scouting for Dross.
Okay.
So she'll give you a little bit of info about definitely spotted some more of the peppermint gnomes and some snow creatures kind of near the edges of the area that you're headed to. Where's my list? That's the list I'm looking for. She's definitely also seen birds. She doesn't know what their deal is, but she's seen a bunch of birds around. A variety of birds specifically. Not just one singular kind, like all types of birds. Oh, I didn't remember adding that. Interesting. Interesting.
I love it when the GM is as surprised as the rest
Where
of
did
us.
that death trap come from?
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. She
They
also
just propagate.
she also says that there's definitely been some Fey activity in the area that you guys are headed, which absolutely tracks to you guys. A lot of the X-Mass forces are Fey inclined.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't have any like huge specifics on that. Just like it's more like she's been spotting like residual magics that seem to be adjacent to that.
Okay.
And there's something large in the area that you're headed. She's seen tracks. Hasn't spotted what it is yet, but there's definitely something big, like lurking in that area. She's not even sure if it belongs to anybody's particular sides of the fight. It might just be a creature that lives there. The last thing that she will mention to you is that one of Dross's other kind of scouts that works with him, a Warforged that works with him, did not come back with her. They were supposed to rendezvous. She got to the rendezvous point, was waiting for him. He didn't show up, and then other shit started showing up, and so she booked it because that's the rules. You don't wait too long if you're in danger. But she asks you to kind of keep an eye out if you happen to spot him. He's a wooden Warforged that's been working with Dross for some time.
Codename Nutcracker.
You know, they make that joke a lot. He really only kicked one dude in the nuts the one time, and it's just really stuck. Normally he's a biter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she helps. So she kind of helps fill in some of the details about like where she saw the tracks of the big thing, where she was supposed to rendezvous with the Warforged and had to flee, like all these different things. So you have a little more points of interest, and eventually, actually making much better time than you would have on foot. About 2-3 in the morning, Dross rolls through and is like, "All right, everybody, suit up. It's time for a drop. Anybody got anybody can fly? Anybody can fly?"
Oh, hell yeah.
Sort of.
Let's go.
No.
Great. Okay.
I
The
love
other
the
two of you
drop.
eat these. He like reaches into his mechanical pockets. You don't know. At this point, you've stopped asking questions about how this thing works. And he pulls out two what like they kind of look like gumdrops or whatever. He's like, sorry, form factor's kind of weird. We're still working on it. I'll take any feedback you got. I'd like to do something like philo dough based, but I haven't gotten it to hold the magic quite as well. Here you go. He pops the two of them over to Ringting and to Binks. He does pull out two more and offer them to Nos and Itzala. Just be like, if you don't want to feel left out, like you can have them. I don't know if it's gonna make any difference with what you already got. You pop these kind of like candied fruit things in your mouths, and you all feel a little lighter, a little less weighty. And he's like, right, well, have fun with your mission. If you see Mother Yaga, no, you didn't see me. Bye. He pulls a lever, and the floor drops out from under you.
Let's
you all-
fucking go!
As you all drop out of the bottom of this house. The featherfall candies that he gave you cause you
Amazing.
to drift lightly like the falling snow
Ah,
out of the
damn
house.
it. Slide me down. Jeez.
You do see Clara just kind of like leading through the hall, just like waving goodbye a little bit, like, sorry, he does that.
At least it
Aerial
was the
drop
right.
missions are my favorite.
At least it was the right lever, Kronk.
Oh,
Man.
And you all drift gently down to the ground into the snow.
Falling fast is my favorite part. Shoot.
Like, man, better when we don't have the buffer.
Shoot.
You all land in a beautiful snowdrift. It is beautifully pristine. It is a cold, crisp night with a full moon, twinkling stars, the snow dusted along the evergreens. You kind of want to vomit a little bit. It's so picturesque and gross.
So twee.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Nos and Itzala, you have a little bit of a brief PTSD flashback to two flannel-clad lovers professing their
Oh no.
Yes.
their true love for each other
Fucking Rudolph. Ah.
before transforming into a horrifying weredeer and a mage and trying to murder you. It's just disgusting. But you know that you're close to your destination.
The halls of marked halls are so stupid.
Yeah, the Knights of the Marked Hall are kind of idiots. They're constantly
fucked,
stopping.
man.
They're constantly stopping in the middle of like intensive battles to like declare their true feelings for each other. It's really annoying.
Good time to
Very
stab them though.
indeed.
Good time to stab them though.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it really gives you the upper hand.
Fine. It's just very irritating.
Well, yes.
You're trying to do your job.
Everybody, we are in fact playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, if anyone hadn't figured that out this deep into this game. So let's go ahead and pretend like I remember how to run this game, which I have not run in literal months, and have her roll a perception check as you land in the snow.
Perception check. I get to
I literally
roll?
was like, I don't remember the last time I've run D&D. Do I know how this game works?
When you did Keys from the Golden Vault, it wasn't that long ago.
That's not the same!
It's D&D.
Well, that was a nat 20 for a 22.
Amazing.
Damn.
All right, here we go. Ooh, okay. Let's see if I remember how to do this. 19. You're not.
It was a nat 19 for a 28 for me.
5.
Woo.
I see nothing.
You're Ringtang, you're very busy checking on your little trick-or-treat bag to make sure that none of your exploding tin soldiers have activated, because that would be bad, especially in an enclosed bag.
Yeah.
Itzala and Nos, you kind of start gazing around and really taking in the scene. Again, you're having a little bit of this like PTSD moment, but you're like, no, we're in the right place. We can tell because the snow's too perfect.
Yeah.
So,
It's too fluffy.
yeah,
It
no,
crunches.
it's ooh, hate it. But you definitely feel like you are in the right place. Like you feel like you're kind of orienting yourself to the map and you kind of know where to go. And then Binks, with your cat-like senses and your, ability to kind of see in the dark and sense things in that creepy cat way. Here's the thing. So, Binks, you've been partnered up with this team for a little bit, and you're really used to Itzala, the ghost. But being a cat, you're also just used to, like, spirits in general. And so it takes you a moment to realize that what you're sensing is not just Itzala. You're also sensing something else. There is some other kind of like energy here that is like thrumming through the trees and the wind, and just like it's that a little bit of that like sense, not necessarily the full like fur poof. It's not necessarily like a bad thing, but it is a little bit of that like almost electricity. Something is different in the air here. You can smell the ozone. You can like sense that there is something nearby that is a shift from the normal aspect of the material plane that you are used to.
Yeah,
And you
as
can
she's
pinpoint the direction it's coming from.
wonderful. As she's sensing that, kind of sinks down onto all fours, kind of instinctively, just the tip of her tail twitching as she's like reading as much as she can.
And Itzala and Nos, especially with those very high perception checks, you very much notice this like shift in behavior from Binks.
What's going on, Binks?
There's something here.
Can you tell
thought
what?
I thought it was you for a second. It's all up.
Oh.
Feels spirit. Maybe one of
Interesting.
might be as bad as one of those big three.
Mhm.
You know, past, present, future.
Oh.
Should we hide?
I think that being very, very cautious is a good idea. And Binks will gesture everyone closer to her and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Hell yeah.
Time to be sneaky.
It's time to be very sneaky.
Okay.
And this, like, a mushroom grows up around the four of us with this warm, you know, the gentle smell of decay wafting through our nostrils to give us that warm sense of home as we sink into the darkness of Pass Without a Trace.
I'll sort of settle into this earthy darkness and start to creep your way along this fresh snow. And one of the convenient things about the Eximus forces seeming to bring fresh, fluffy snow wherever they go, as opposed to the slick, black ice of the hollows, is that fluffy, fresh snow shows everything. And as you sort of creep along, you all start to notice that there are other tracks here. Some are small, tiny feet, perhaps. Some seem to be normal humanoid-sized prints, but spaced apart. Almost like something is like hopping or wafting and then landing sporadically. And then you see big prints from something with like a paw, very large, trundling its way to where it gets to a deeper portion of the snow, and you kind of lose the tracks because you just see that like gash of something big making its way through a snowbank. As you're continuing on, sort of again following the map, following Biggs's intuition of where this sense is coming from, you also just hear like "Rah, rah." You look up and you see a perfect formation of 7 white birds in a V just sort of fly overhead, also seemingly going the direction that you're going.
God damn it. Yep.
I don't like
Okay.
birds.
Well, yeah, I don't think that these are the birds that we want. I don't know if they're the kind that we can negotiate with. There were 7 of them?
Yep.
Did they look like swans?
I was about to ask.
They did, in fact.
Damn it! Yep.
Do we... would we have sort of general lore about other winter celebrations that we're aware of?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me... Let me look 1 second. Go ahead and give me. I'm gonna say you can give me either a history check for like general knowledge or a. I'm gonna give you options. History will give you general knowledge. Nature would give you something more specific based on your knowledge of like the Hollows and Xmas and where these borderlands exist. Or Arcana might also give you some specific knowledge about the way that the powers and the magic of
Okay.
winter holidays function.
I'll take
I'm gonna try Arcana.
Okay.
I'll take nature.
Okay.
I'll take history.
Great.
We'll spread out our forces here.
So that is a 22 in Arcana.
Okay.
Damn it. I might as well not have rolled.
I don't have very much of anything, so we're just gonna see 13.
You did better than me, Tingy baby. Because
Yes,
I
it was-
got a 2.
Okay. Nas, you're very fixated on all of these tracks and kind of like
Yeah.
what that might mean.
Yeah.
Ringting, which skill did you roll for? Also history?
Yeah, we'll say history because it's all the same thing.
Okay,
but
I wasn't sure, but just so I know which information.
Yeah.
And then Binks, what did you do?
I rolled an 18 in nature.
18 in nature. Okay, great. Too many tabs. Too many tabs.
We all know this song.
Yep, it's the song of my DM people. Ground up. Nos, you're really trying to remember. I think you're just kind of a little freaked out.
I'm a little freaked out. That was a big ass paw print.
Yeah, like, so you're not really getting anything. Ringting, you are remembering some stories, probably that your dad kind of like lightly told you, that are the equivalent for you growing up within the like Xmas incursion and the sort of that world, would be the kind of equivalent of like boogie tales, like that, like don't go out in the woods after dark because the things that live there that don't believe in the spirit of the season might try to drag you in and eat you, like that sort of stuff.
oh no.
But you're remembering that there are definitely like a lot of stories about like the things that live in the woods. I put that in quotes because you're not necessarily thinking of anything specific, but you know there are bad things that live in the spooky woods. You're also not sure if that's just an allusion to the Hollows at this point, or if there's like something else there.
Excellent.
18 on nature. Binks, you know that all of the autumn and winter holidays draw power from the change of the seasons. And there are a lot of like weird conflicting stories about what that means. Because there are certain things that have definitely gotten, especially in the world of the Xmas forces, but even the Hollows, though they don't like to admit it, have gotten very commercialized and really watered down through the generations to make things more approachable, more palatable. But you know that there are deep-seated energies of the changing of the seasons and the tides and the stars and the planets that create these shifts and rifts that encompass all of these seasons. It's all with your Arcana check, you know something of the deep magics that permeate this world, that everybody draws from to some degree. And thinking back through some of the things, even just on this trip that you encountered, Dross's need for things like sugar. Sugar isn't native to the autumn or the winter. Sugar comes from other times of the world. It has to be stored, it has to be gained, and it is a precious commodity and resource. And you remember that there are magics and magical beings that kind of tap into those other parts of the seasons and use their magic to make those things connect to their seasons in a way that allow them to draw on that energy from it. I am explaining this very badly, but hopefully you're kind of getting my vibes. On a more just like literal level of things,
Mhm.
I think Binks and Itzala, you both start to piece together a handful of things. You know that Clara talked about running into a lot of Fey magic. You know that the Xmas forces have a lot of Fey creatures that are associated to them. And when you start to think about like some of these pieces, you realize that there are specific subsets of Fey that work for the Xmas forces that tend to do sort of what you can best describe as sweet magic.
Mm.
Um,
Powered by the
it's
sugar rush.
kind of, maybe. That seems like there may be some of what's going on here. And that extends beyond just like things like candy. Sometimes it's also like that toy making aspect of the Xmas forces. All these things that are like thought of as like sweet and lovely and fun in a different way from the kind of spookier, more like grounded nature of the hollows. Um Scanning my other notes. I think the other thing, it's all specifically that you sort of remember is uh all of the autumn and the winter holidays and the magics associated to them are about death and rebirth, about the darkness and the light and the conflict between those things. And it's one of the few things that the Hollows and the Xmas kind of have in common, and always have had, even though it's been forgotten through the lore. But specifically remembering Mother Yaga's implication that fire is the best way to go to deal with the goat. Um, Fire is cleansing, and fire is about both destruction and evolution and rebirth. Fire can be used to destroy and is generally a destructive force, but out of fire can come other things. And so there's that little prickle in the back of your mind, I think, maybe, about like, that's a weirdly specific instruction to give us. To be like, anything's fine, but like, try for fire.
Mm-hmm.
And so you start to wonder if maybe that is more specific to what is going on than what she led you to believe. That has been cryptic DM responses to your rolls. If you would like to ask for clarifications on anything, I can be less cryptic.
DM lays down cryptic lore. Dun, dun, dun.
Look, the nice thing about being cryptic is then you can make your own conclusions, and I can be like, oh, that's way better than what I was going for. Let's do that.
Nice, nice, nice.
As you have all been kind of contemplating these things, you have been making your way through this beautiful, freshly fallen snow. Probably having to strongly repress the impulse to, like, I don't know, like sprinkle coal dust into it, just like make it dirtier, like turn it into slush,
Uh-huh.
because it's just really unsettling how like perfect all of this snow is.
Yeah.
And as you make your way through, you start to approach a clearing. You can kind of see the trees starting to thin out a little bit. And in the distance, you can see something tall and kind of golden in this bright moonlight. And as you creep up to the edge of the tree line, you kind of peer through, and you can see in this clearing the goat. This great, massive straw figure with its red ribbons wrapped around it. It looks very, dare I say, festive.
Ugh.
Oh,
Blasphemy.
she said the F word on the stream.
I know. I know. But as you sort of approach and you look, you sort of start to clock and you see little movements. Little movements in the snow surrounding it. There seems to be something there, something keeping an eye on things. It's hard to say what. You hear another above you, and you look and you see just a couple of flits of little white birds whiz by.
Okay. We gotta be smart about this. Gotta set the damn thing on fire. Make sure it actually goes up. And get the fuck out. Okay.
I hold up the fiery Santa Claus thing. That's why I have this.
But we need to get closer.
And it's also I know let's say I know a lot about fire. That by itself is going to have a really hard time setting all of it ablaze. That is a dense goat.
It's a start.
It's a
It
start.
is a start. We just got to make sure that whatever we do doesn't get interrupted or put out. That's part of the problem. So we either need to neutralize whoever's out here first, or set multiple points of fire.
We can do it in the darkness. I can make it dark. I can make it very dark. And I can still see through the dark that I create.
I don't think the rest of us can, but that's a good idea if you want to entrap them in a miasma.
I have a ring of obscuring. So I can create a cloud.
And I have a wildfire spirit that I can call out.
Oh.
I maybe should have mentioned out of character that I'm Circle of Wildfire Druid.
Fantastic.
We love a late game reveal.
How convenient!
Which is why I cackled when I realized that we were setting this thing on fire.
Very apropos.
Yes. It was the one that I thought I could do the quickest with not having played many druid circles. Because fire.
Okay.
So if we're able to distract and hold them in a spot and keep them busy, I can get my spirit to run over there and go do what foxes do.
Yes.
Catch us little foxes that spoil the vine.
Let's see. Okay. Do we want to set distractions like in different directions away from the goat to pull focus?
Yes. A number of distractions.
A lot of little musical distractions, may chance?
Yes. Danny, I love it when you go creepy.
It's very good.
It's true.
Just a creepy little ghost girl.
It's so cute.
What's the plan?
So it sounds like the plan is to set a bunch of music boxes out and around the perimeter, possibly pulling them away from where we came in and as far away from the goat as we can get them, possibly even into the forest. And
we could also set up some of these like little toy soldiers to set off if something gets closer to us that we don't want.
We should scatter some birdseed. The sugar plums that we're supposed to stay away from.
We could put the sugar plums in the soldier capsules and set those up. If somebody comes to look at the music boxes.
I want to see the birds explode when they eat them.
Oh my god.
Okay. That is an option.
I hope that's what happens.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Also don't know.
Well, at the very least, maybe they explode when someone gets close enough to the music boxes. We could set them up in conjunction.
Okay. So we'll pull out the map and let's kind of chart where we want to set up these different points.
I can create darkness, or I can create fog.
Fog is good. Fog would be very good.
Fog is excellent.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
We have an idea of a plan at least.
So it sounds like you're gonna sort of split. You're gonna split your difference, kind of set up a couple of distractions, kind of on parallel sides to give yourselves like a straight shot through the clearing to the goat.
Yeah, and try to draw them even into the forest so that they have a reduced line of sight on us, and then get them into a fog or a miasma.
Like, yeah, me and Ringting could explode people or vanish people if need be.
So
She says with a dead-eyed smile.
So I think I need some stealth checks from anyone who is setting up these little kind of like distraction / trap points. If you're going to like opposite sides of the clearing, whoever is near Binks, if Binks is going on this, can use the pass without trace, but the other side is going to be too far out of range. So those would be flat checks. So if you're wanting to split up, or you can try to like do both and like fully set these things up, and then I just need to kind of know where everyone's positioning, like what, like how are we casting fog and then all rushing in? Are we like stationing people and then one person's going in?
I can sneak off by myself. My stealth is high enough. So if I need to do that, I can easily do that without having pass without a trace.
Very good.
I will stay by Binks.
Okay.
I will be performing a flat stealth check.
So our
Same.
rogues are gonna kind of go off and set their locations.
Yeah,
And
and I
Binks and Itzala are gonna be like the go-in team. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
and I'm gonna get into like a shadowed area, well out of sight of the clearing, and call my wildfire spirit.
Okay, what does your wildfire spirit look like?
It looks like a will-o-wisp, kind of like flickering flame that is just like a spooky ghost dog, a little like Zero. From...
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say. So Zero shows up.
Zero shows up, but with like that like white blue flame that is much more creepy than like yellow flame.
Yeah.
Kind of circles around me, delicately keeping his little paws off of the snow.
Yeah, that smells gross.
Snow's awful.
I want to touch it, Mom. Cool. You summoned your wildfire spirit. Can I get stealth checks from everybody? Binks, and it's all you're together. You can have the pass without trace, and then flat checks from our rogues,
Well, that's
which
a
is
good-
probably going to be about the same.
Probably.
26.
Okay.
Mine was not as good. Let's see. Okay, this has my proficiency bonus, so I can treat that like a 10 because it was a 2 again.
Whee!
So 10 plus 4 makes it a 14. Boy, okay.
Okay.
17 for Itzala.
Great.
21 for Binks.
Great.
I'm gonna put you in timeout for now, you D20.
Yeah, my coffee dice need to go away.
You kind of split out your party. Binks summons their spirit. Itzala starts preparing darkness or fog, maybe both, one in each hand, just depending on what the situation calls for. The rogues sort of like creep out from the party and start planting these little like eerie music boxes with some of their little exploding soldiers and some of these like sketchy sugar plums that you're not quite sure what the deal is there, but you're not gonna find out. And as you are placing all these, you suddenly feel the ground sort of shake a little bit, like something heavy is moving. And as you all sort of look up, kind of glance back in towards the clearing, which I'm assuming you're all still a little bit kind of within the tree line staying hidden. You glance up into the clearing, and you see lumbering into the clearing is a massive teddy bear on all fours.
Excuse.
Kind of rolling its head and like looking around and everything, and you see kind of perched sort of on its back, like a rider, is this sort of slender, shimmery looking some sort of fey something looking out around, and you just kind of hear very softly but permeating on the wind his voice just go, "All right then, come out, wherever you are," as you see little sparkles of magic start to exude off of this teddy bear and this fae, and those like weird points in the snow that were kind of pulsing start to sort of just like as figures start to rise out from the snow. And this is where we are going to take our break.
Oh,
Hi.
shit! Oh my god!
Hell yeah.
We will be
Alright.
back in about 10 to 15 minutes. We will see you shortly.
Yeah.
hello and welcome back. And now I'm realizing I need to switch screens. Yes, we really did come back.
Woo!
I was on the wrong window, so I was just sort of crossing my fingers that the button worked.
Text
That's the vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we're rolling tonight.
Yeah.
We're just gonna jump straight back into it. Alondra, take it away.
Yeah, thanks for dealing with our delay as we, again, had a massive case of the sillies that we had to get through. But, welcome back to Meme of the Month. Our Spirit Squad, members of Spooky Inclination from the Hollows, and their defector goth elf who has been exiled from Santa's workshop and joined forces with them. They have finally reached their destination, the goat, a mysterious artifact of great power, renowned amongst the Hollows. It is sitting in a clearing of pristine white snow, such as only the Xmas forces can summon. Disgusting. And as our crew is sort of spread out amongst the tree line, trying to set like traps and distractions, they suddenly watched a teddy bear lumber in on all fours, a gigantic teddy bear. Lumbering in, ridden by a beautiful fey woman, sparkling and twinkling in the moonlight, who has now called out, come out, wherever you are, and started raising creatures out of the snow. That is where we are now. I am, contrary to popular belief, not going to make you roll initiative because a fight is starting, but I am going to have you roll initiative for order of operations to act. Everybody is still, I will say this, everybody is still under a certain level of stealth success. Essentially what has happened, based on the rolls I did, they know that something is here that should not be here, but they have not necessarily like pinpointed anyone's exact location. They've just figured out that something's up.
Okay.
For a bunch of highly mechanical reasons that are boring and no one cares about. But yeah, if I could just have everybody roll initiative while I find one of my ubiquitous post-it notes, because someday I'll use all of my fancy tech tools that I have to run games, but that's not this day.
Why would one post-it note can be put in front of your face?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Truth.
I have paid so much money for so many beautiful, beautiful tools for running TTRPGs online, and I use 3 of them.
To be fair, I have paid so much money for beautiful, beautiful post-it notes that I feel like I should be using them as well.
That's also fair. 25 to 20.
How about a 30?
Amazing.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I love
plus 10.
rogues.
Again, you know we rolled 20-sided dice, right?
Oh, is that what this is? Oh.
God damn it.
My favorite joke ever from NADPOD, when Brendan Lee Mulligan rolls a 30 and Jake Hurwitz didn't know you could get that high. They were like level 8 too. His build was stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Brennan. Of course his build was stupid.
Okay, so that was 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
19.
19, great. I needed to roll one more die. That was my bad. That was a mistake I made. 15 to 10.
12.
12, okay.
Other rogue, what happened?
None of my dice like me.
Oh,
It would appear.
that's so sad.
You should
So-
come visit me and I'll give you more dice.
And
You can pick
Nos,
from the desk.
Nos, what do we got for you?
4.
Oh my god, you're rolling
wow.
like paladin numbers.
I'm rolling paladin numbers.
Those
and
are
I don't
cleric
even have
numbers,
I don't even
excuse
have a
you.
plus- I don't have a plus to initiative, you guys.
Yeah. No, I was like, how did you? And I was like, oh, because you have a +0 to initiative. That's part of how. I was just like, wait, no.
You're not a Dexy rogue, is that what I'm
buddy.
learning?
I don't think. Listen, I thought that I was. I thought that I was. I don't know.
Deebles.
Yeah.
Just pick a number 1 through 3.
2.
Okay, great.
1 through 3. Okay.
Well, you have 3 choices.
Great. Ren, 1 or 3?
3.
Okay.
I have fear.
I also have fear.
I always have fear when Alondra is setting up the turn order.
This is literally just how I incite chaos and also arbitrarily make choices for things.
Also, it is the like the go-to way to make a group of players terrified.
Just make some random decisions. Don't worry about it. And now, cool. So what you all can see through these trees is this big old teddy bear on all fours, kind of like snuffling around in the snow and looking around. It's got big, glossy, toy eyes and like a weird kind of like stitched mouth that you can see looks like it can unhinge, except that the stitches are holding it together. Weirdly, this like y'all kind of look at, you're like, this doesn't feel very Xmas forces. This feels like something that like we'd get into. That's a little weird. You see this like sparkling twinkle of a fairy lady who is sitting up on top. She's it's a lot of like blue and white and shimmery. It's kind of hard to get a full clock on her image. You're kind of just getting aura from her because she's small and it's distant and whatever. But what you also start seeing is that the snow that is rising up is also kind of like sort of like forming itself into loosely humanoid shapes and starting to just sort of like post up, kind of creating almost like a ring around the base of this goat. We're gonna just move in initiative order. We're not fully in combat yet. Ringting, you are absolutely the first to act by 10 points.
Go carefully.
Oh God. How far am I?
So to sort of paint a little bit of a picture, this goat is in the middle of this clearing. The fairy and the teddy bear have lumbered in from one side of it. So the clearing, I'm gonna say, is about 100-foot radius.
Okay.
They are about. We're gonna say that they are. Sorry, now I'm having to do math. That was a bad choice on my part. They're about halfway between the goat and the tree line. I'm going to give you the choice. Are you on the side that they are on? Because what I'm picturing is like there's this clearing. You and Nos are kind of on opposite sides setting traps, and then kind of you like on the west and east points of this circle, and then on the south point is where Itzala and Binks are getting ready to like dart in, roughly. They came in, the fairy and the teddy bear came in from the west side. I'm gonna let you choose, since your first initiative, if you took the west or the east branch.
I think I would have taken the west. Just, I think it makes sense. Have I heard of this person before? This lumbering teddy bear thing? Just
Give me a, just because I feel like I should make people like sporadically roll some dice or whatever. Give me either history, insight, perception, anything of those that feel like they've got good stats for you to see if you can kind of identify what any of this is.
Alright, I'm gonna roll insight.
Cool.
That is a 20, not natural.
Cool. On an unnatural 20. The teddy bear feels a little bit weird to you. You're not sure about that. The things popping out of the snow, you've definitely run into sort of like snow golems before. Those pop up occasionally. That seems kind of like in this vein. The bitch on the teddy bear.
I love that we all just know that she's a bitch.
Naturally.
you're not, again, this is not someone you've ever like met or interacted with per se, but you do know that at some point way back when, the big man in the red suit did strike up a deal with the Snowflake Queen and her
fuck.
nephew Jack Frost. And you feel
Rude.
like this could be, if not the Snowflake Queen herself, at least one of her high-ranking entourage.
Great.
Oh, I'm about to start an international incident. I'm gonna fight that lady.
We all are.
I was gonna say, I feel like I should also just warn you. Jack Frost has not been heard from in many moons. No one's sure if he died in the line of battle or defected, but also like he was kind of a, like no one's really. He was weird. He was a weird guy. So
So was Ring Ting. They were probably friends, if we're completely honest.
Like, depends on what good means.
he's very attractive. I will say that. Very attractive.
All right.
All right.
Uh.
I'm going to sneak a little bit closer
Sure.
and hide behind a tree.
Okay.
Because I don't want to start anything until I know what's going on. So I'm gonna like basically ready an arrow at one of these golems.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are standing by with a ready to action to fire when shit goes down, essentially.
Do you want me to roll to hide?
Sure, why not?
19.
Yeah, I was like, just in case you roll like a 1 or something.
Yeah.
No.
Although I think you're high enough level to not deal with that.
I mean, it's gonna matter if like you roll a 1 and like the teddy bear rolls a 20 or something, then like maybe it matters.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Speaking of the teddy bear is snuffling around, like rooting its face into the snow and then kind of like rearing up and looking around with its big beady eyes. Binks, you're down at the south end, so you're a little further away from everything generally. It's all near you. What would you like to do?
So there is a ring of these little snow creatures all the way around the goat.
Roughly, yes. It's not like a perfect, they're not all like arms linked creating a barricade, but there's probably about 8 of them that have sort of like propped up around the base of this goat.
Okay. And does the bitch on the teddy bear feel like the power that I felt earlier?
No.
Is the bear?
No. Maybe
So we-
closer. Maybe
So
closer.
we still
but
haven't.
no.
Okay, so we still haven't encountered the thing that I've been sensing.
Yeah.
And
These things are too fresh for what you are sensing.
Whatever I'm sensing is old.
Yes.
Okay, I will pass that along to my ghosty buddy.
Oh dear.
Hate that for us. I'm going to stay put where I am, but I'm going to ready my spirit to go dashing toward the goat once things start kicking off, because I feel like they're going to fairly soon.
Sure. Okay. Double checking a thing. Great. You see all these little like snow figures, sort of like they sort of like formed into something like roughly humanoid, but it's definitely like, a circle and a circle with arms and a circle, and some of them seem to have almost like, like, again, all made of snow, but almost like somebody's got like a scarf or a hat or something, as they're kind of like forming themselves, and then they all seem to be sort of like posting up guard, waiting for the commands of this fairy woman.
Do you want to kill a snowman?
I told you we were gonna
Always.
punch snow. Itzala, that's your turn. Is there anything you would like to do?
Honestly, if we just sit here,
Uh-oh.
nothing's going to happen.
Uh-oh.
But I could start things.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's my girl.
So,
That's my girl.
Did you say that out loud?
yes, absolutely.
Binks grins, and you see her canine shining in the moonlight.
And she's going to make a gesture and say, that woman is rather ghastly. And cast Fog Cloud at 3rd level. So it is a 60-foot radius cloud of fog obscuring the area, a range of 120 feet, so I can center it right on her and the teddy bear.
Cool.
So it's a 60-foot radius sphere of fog centered on her. And so everything is very obscured and she can't see out of it.
That covers
Amazing.
the entire clearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna cover the entire clearing. And most of you, I think.
Then perhaps I should cast it a little smaller. Just, I'll
No.
cast it at 3rd level, so it's
Nah.
40 feet.
Nah, it's fine.
We like chaos.
We got this.
Do
I
it.
can't see. She can't see. It's fine.
I'm gonna give you this. If you want to cast it at the high level to like obscure everything, basically everybody would have disadvantage for navigating to where they're going, but you also have been studying this map and you had all that bonus from Clara helping you fill out the map and you've been like observing this. So I will say that all of that benefit is going to neutralize and you can still roll flat to navigate.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
You're still going to have disadvantage to land attacks. Because that's just more specifically pinpointed, but as far as like navigating through the fog, can be flat rolls.
All right, then yes, we will.
Great.
Everything's very foggy now. It's hard to see.
Cool. The ice settles in. You hear a weird sort of like a similar to the music boxes, but maybe on like a deeper timbre, like a sort of like ticking noise kind of come from within the fog a little bit. It's a little bit slower and a little bit deeper than what the music boxes do, but it kind of reminds you of if you were like winding a music box a little bit. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I think that's all. We'll just
Right.
concentrate.
Is this a point where we roll to regret?
Everybody
free
roll for whether
action.
you think it's a bad idea. Yeah, that's a free action.
No regrets. No regrets.
No
No
regrets.
records. Right. That is gonna be. I have to. Again, as always, would have been super helpful if I had ever read a stat block in my life before a game, but you know, it seems like crap.
Why start now?
Yeah, really. Some stuff probably happens in the fog cloud that none of you can see. Nos, that's your turn.
All right.
Do we hear anything coming out of the fog cloud?
Just that weird sort of like almost like ticking, cranking noise, like something's getting wound up. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay. Point of question. Point of order.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, vampire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bat.
Uh-huh.
Can I navigate by listening?
Absolutely you can.
Hell yeah.
You can absolutely echolocate out of this.
I'm
or
gonna
into this.
I'm gonna echolocate into this.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see. I would like to echolocate my way toward. Well, I'm gonna set off my music box
Sure.
because I suspect that I'm
What
way
terrible
more.
Christmas song does your music box play?
Mariah Carey.
Last Christmas?
cursed. I hate it. Nothing. Absolutely not. classics. I liked the Let All Mortal Flesh Keep Silent.
Let All Mortal Flesh Keep Silent.
I
My
was
mother's
into
favorite
it.
Christmas Carol. Yep.
I love me a good Advent in a modal key. Give it to me. Give it to me. So I cue that one, and I'm like, and like the night, poof, 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 poof. And I'm just gonna into the white mistiness. I'm just
Cool.
gonna see if I can navigate toward the mysterious ticking noise.
Okay. Yeah. So in our like realm of whatever, you're kind of on the east side. You head into the mist. You're kind of like using your Nosferatu ping to make sure that you're not getting too close to any of those little like snow buddies. It seems like the ticking noise is coming from the teddy bear. So you start kind of heading across and sort of like are like skimming down so that you're not going to hit the circle of the snow golems, but you're heading across the clearing toward whatever. I'm going to say that setting up your distraction was your bonus action. So if you want to fully dash to get like 60 feet in, get like halfway across this thing.
Yeah, let's do that. I want to do that.
Yeah, so you head in, keeping kind of low, keeping your ears open, listening for all those like subtle movements within the snow and the frost and the ice, and everybody hears the just like eerie music box tinkling of this very ancient medieval hymn off in the corner.
Respect the classics.
Yeah. I'm so excited whenever I get to pull that. A real Christmas hymn into games. It's so good.
I am not familiar with this one at all.
You can look it up later.
Shocked.
It's look up the lyrics. It's creepy AF.
When you want Advent, when you want medieval, when you want modal and moody and Yuli, you hit me up. Like I can hook you up.
Oh God, we're gonna trade so many playlists later.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's gonna bring us back around to the top of the order to ring ting, ring ting. You hear this weird, like the bad ticking noise. You start to hear the tinkling of the music box that you recognize as one of your compatriots. Everything's covered in fog right now. You do still have this ready action.
Sure. But I can't see anything now.
You cannot see anything right now. Again, you have a sense of like how to get to the goat. You don't necessarily have the best sense of what is between you and the goat.
I'm gonna start making my way towards the goat, navigating where I can. If I see any like movement in the fog, I'm gonna try and like divert away from it, kind of thing.
Sure.
Because at this point, without knowing where any of the like bad guys are, it's best for me to get to the goat to try and set it on fire.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a perception check just to see how efficiently you're able to navigate. This is a flat perception check because I'm giving you flat for just terrain and navigation.
23.
Yeah. You dart through the trees, you kind of like orient yourself off of that, and you start like making your way subtly through the snow. Something in that like core of your elfness, much to your great chagrin possibly, sort of like taps into this like fluffy white snow and is like, no, we just like, and we like just move through, and you just kind of start like weaving your way through the subtle strains of a like like ringing in your ears and making you be like, God, I hate this so much, but like reminding you like, oh no, this is the pattern. You step back, step back. I'm like, oh, as the secret code of the elves is unlocked to you to traverse the snow.
Oh, that's
my God.
Yeah, y'all weren't expecting a Grinch reference on top of every other Christmas property.
Layers. There's layers.
We should
have.
Yeah.
You know, Spirit Squad 3. It's the Grinch, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Rich, y'all.
We'll just team up with him before he
Yeah,
gets his
it's
heart
true.
grown 3 sizes too big.
We're there to save
Um,
the Grinch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Spirit Squad 3, Grinch versus Scrooge. That's the
Oh
real
my
move.
god, I'm here for that.
Next year, you heard it here first, everybody. Tune in and see if this actually happens. Great. Ringting, you are making your way across the snow. You start to make your way deeper into the fog. Okay, yeah. You feel like you are getting closer to where those snow golems are. You're being
Okay.
careful to try to like avoid them, but you definitely are getting the sense of like you're getting to the point where you're going to have to pass, like try to pass between them without getting noticed.
Sure.
So that's about where you are right now.
Okay.
You roll for a thing. Thing.
Thingy thing.
This is the downside of having so many tabs that I'm constantly just having to lay
It's okay.
toggle to make sure I'm rolling the correct thing. Ring ting.
Yes.
As you're creeping through this fog and this snow, you suddenly hear that like weird, like that deep, like clicking, churning kind of stop. And then you suddenly hear like, I want to be best friends, just emerging from like to the side of you. It's like this eerie, deep, like booming mechanical voice that emerges. And I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, Ringting ain't wise, baby.
Oh God!
Shocking.
Is this? Wait, hold on. Is this a charm effect?
It is. I don't think so. No. Let me double check.
You were gonna pull on that elvish ability, man.
Obviously.
Let me double check because that is not. It is a charm effect.
Woohoo!
So you get
Fucking
advantage, right?
better. 20. Not natural.
Great. You are for a brief instant stricken with the mortal and immortal horror of whatever the fuck that was. And then you shake it off. This is narratively beautiful. Because Ringting, you immediately realize, like, oh god, like I helped build those. That's the best friend Teddy voice box mechanic. But like, if it was 4 times as large as it's supposed to be.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. Great. Okay. Is it close to me?
It's pretty close. It's maybe not like within melee range, but like just off your left hand side as you're heading towards this goat. You feel like that's the direction of where, if your tracking is correct, that's probably the direction where the teddy bear and the fairy were.
I am not going towards that. If it was closer, I think I would have tried to deal with it.
No. I mean, technically, we're on its turn, not your turn.
Sure.
You're
sure.
fine.
Oh,
But yeah,
sure.
but you've got a clear sense of it's off to your left hand side somewhere. And that's gonna bring us to Binks.
Disgusting.
I want to also be clear: everyone heard that voice. Only Ringting was in range to have to make the save because it's directional.
Oh gosh.
Again, I write down a lot of notes and then I like flesh out the actual stats later. But yeah, everybody heard that. Binks, it's your turn.
Cool.
That seemed bad.
That seemed very bad. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, we ride, basically.
Love it.
I can't see into the clearing hardly at all because of the fog, but I know where the goat was, and the goat doesn't move. Theoretically.
Not as far as you know.
So, I'm gonna do a wildfire thing. And I'm going to call down a flame strike on the goat.
Okay.
If you'd like me to read that to you or
Go
provide
ahead for
Yeah.
our audiences at home and also to save me time.
A vertical column of divine fire roars down from the heavens in a location you specify. Each creature in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 46 fire damage and 46 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. This is a 5th level evocation.
Right.
Fire!
Um,
Oh my god. I'm gonna pull Exodus on its ass.
so I'm gonna need a moment.
I mean, so do I. Need to pull my dice.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna need to pull more dice than I have physically available to me right now. So,
Eh?
I imagine that that's for all of the little golems around it.
yeah, weirdly, they're all within a 10-foot radius because they were told to stick close.
The DC you're aiming at is 17.
Cool. Sorry, dexterity?
Yes, ma'am.
Great, yeah. Weird, fun fact for everybody watching it or listening at home. Snow is not known for being dexterous. Just in case anyone was curious about that.
Are snowmen light on their feet? No.
No, they're actually very dense on their feet. You know what else isn't dexterous? An immobile, dried snow or dried straw goat.
That's why I aimed at them and not at the teddy bear.
Yeah, weirdly, there's only one thing in this battle that has high dex, and it's not any of the things that you aimed at. Funny.
Do I need to make a dex save if it's aimed at the snowmen, which I'm among them?
You are just outside of the radius.
Thank God.
Based on the math that I did in my head. Don't at me, anyone, because I'm doing this all in my brain. No, I think what happens. I think what happens is, you hear this for you, Ringting, at least, and probably a little bit for you, Nuss. There is this creepy, like, bellowing voice of the teddy bear, presumably. And then suddenly there is just like this pillar of fire that slams down out of the sky and like probably evaporates a little bit of this fog cloud. Not on like a mechanical level, but just like on a physics level. And you, Ringtang, are slammed with this like wave of heat just beyond where you are, and like a brief clarity of vision as this fire slams down. I'm gonna say that Nos, you're also in a position where you maybe don't get like full like clear vision, but you definitely see this like overwhelming like. I don't want to use the term fireball because I'm not referring to the actual spell, but you essentially get that like fire column just like boom, like just a few feet off from where you are. That you
Yeah,
onto my
definitely
head.
very, very Old Testament. Just like a booming voice was
Yeah.
like, "I want you
10,000%.
to be my best friend."
Yeah, you're questioning a few things, not the things you thought you were gonna question on this trip. It's a nightmare. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted because I'm trying to do so much math. One more time, what is your dex save threshold?
17.
Cool.
Do you want me to roll some damage?
Please roll just like so much damage for me while I cry in my corner.
20, 30, 32 points of damage. Half of that is fire, half of that is radiant. I don't know if that matters.
It does.
It does.
Oh,
Really?
No, it does a lot.
if you want, I will re-roll and designate.
No. It matters, but it doesn't matter like that.
Okay.
Because of how I rolled. What matters is there is now a crackling goat-shaped fire visible through the fog. And because that is backlighting everything,
No!
even through the fog, those of you who are close, so Nos and Ringding, you can see that almost all of the snow around this thing has just melted. There's like two scraggly, sad, little looking kind of snowmen struggling to sort of like stand up, and there's like the vague silhouette off to the side of this massive teddy bear. um I just to be clear on this, of my 8 snow golems that I had designated, 2 saved, everyone else failed, and they all have vulnerability to fire. So they're just gone. They have just melted.
I will remember that for the future and make sure to designate what
Actually-
exactly is fire damage.
No, that's fine. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just double checking. Yeah, no, okay, that's correct. I was just double checking that I made sure I detracted their modifiers correctly. Yeah, no, there's 2 very sad, drippy-looking snowmen trying to hold their own, and there's a giant pool of water around a flaming goat right now. Anyway, so that was Binks's terrifying turn.
And with my bonus action, I'm gonna send my wildfire spirit diving to like dance in the flames and help spread them to all the places that they aren't currently.
Yeah, Zero, until we come up with a better name, is just bounding through gleefully and is just gonna like head straight in and start dancing around the flaming goat. Like some sort of crazy pagan ritual, which feels appropriate.
It is a crazy pagan ritual. I love it.
Cool. This, I love when these games never go exactly how I expect, but are still glorious. The 2, Ringting, I described this mostly for Ringting's sake, because I think you're the one close enough to see. The 2 sad snowmen who kind of maybe are still vaguely corporeal, are sort of like straggling in a general direction. One of them is incidentally kind of headed toward you, but you don't get the sense that it knows you're there. You think it's just kind of trying to get away from the fire. The other one is moving out of your sight, kind of on a further side. You get the sense that they are, if you were to codify it in modern terms, they are trying to dash away from the fire, and have maybe, say, a very low movement speed. So that's what's happening over there. That's gonna bring us to Itzala's turn. Itzala, you can now see this, like, glowing beacon of goat kind of in the midst of your fog cloud.
Now all of China know you're here.
Absolutely.
It feels like I should keep the fog going for a little while. So she's going to keep concentrating on that. She is going to also set off a music box and move away from it to sort of provide a distraction from her. And she sets off some music.
Oh my God.
And runs away.
It's cutting out, but I love it.
So she does that. Because she's not so much into the creepy Christmas music, but does like the pranks. So
Very good. Yeah, no, you can absolutely activate a music box, and then you start. Are you moving toward the goat?
No, she's actually going to move around the perimeter of, like, the edge of the forest.
Great.
Just to stay out of trouble, but keep the fog going.
Yeah, keep the concentration, keep an eye on things. Beautiful. Yeah, no, another creepy music box goes off. This time more southerly to where you all are. Nos, you are on deck, but I have to, again, switch tabs and look at a thing.
Also, E is completely correct. The dog's name is now Zippo.
Yeah, no, I did want to call out thank you for for contributing.
E.
The
Correct.
Wildfire Spirit is named Zippo now.
Yep.
So good.
That's amazing.
I love it when we come up with the best worst puns. Ring-a-ting.
Oh God, not again.
I'm sorry, you're just the closest.
No, it makes sense. What am I doing?
Unfortunately, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God.
Better you than me.
If it makes you feel any better, one of the snowmen also has to make this.
Oh dear.
19.
19. Amazing. You feel the temperature near you suddenly plummet to like below freezing temp. Like clearly it's already cold enough for like snow to exist. This shoots down like 30 more degrees. You are cold.
What
but
a frigid bitch.
yeah. But you are able to sort of steel yourself and kind of just pure like, you know, hatred of the man in the red suit and willpower just light a possibly literal fire within you that like allows you to stay warm through your hatred and hang in. So you are going to take 21 points of damage
So cold.
because of this absolute frosty plummet.
It's okay.
But you do not suffer any other ill effects. You can kind of vaguely see this like snowman who was kind of nearest you. He doesn't actually like reform. It just seems like whatever is left of him maybe like ices over a little bit, like he's getting a little bit of preservation, but he still doesn't look as powerful as he used to. Again, you're mostly getting this in like the weird flickering silhouetted glow of fire through the fog, so hard to tell. And that's gonna bring us to Nos. Nos, you are kind of in the clearing, so you can see this like flaming column of goat. You can kind of a little bit catch some of these like shadows of other figures that are moving through the fog. You don't necessarily know who is what per se. There's one that's slightly larger than the others. That's, I don't know, probably that teddy bear. You can kind of
Sounds
avoid
right.
that a little bit, but
Sounds
but yeah.
Okay. The teddy bear was pointing at Ringting, right?
It was pointing more in the direction of reaching, and you're, I'm gonna say, like, if that was like a straight line, you're kind of a little below that. So you heard everything, but you weren't like in line of the charm effect.
Okay, cool. So, meaning that the fairy and the bear weren't looking in my direction.
Not that you're aware of. The fairy might be on more of a swivel, but also does seem to be under the like the obscured vision of the fog.
Yep. Okay.
Much to the DM's great chagrin, but you know.
Yep. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Okay. Okay. I was like, I really want to just like, kind of want to just run up on this lady. Kind of just want to run up on this lady. Can I? I'm a dash, and I do have spider climb, so I'm just gonna say, if it is possible, I'm a climb up the side of this bear. And
Oh, for sure.
if I can, I'd like to try and like basically end up like riding behind this lady on her bear.
Okay. You're gonna try to clamber up the side of the bear and then just like swing up behind her.
Yeah, basically. Like, and at my level, like, I don't have to have like hands on the bear. Like, I can just like walk up the bear.
Yeah,
As if
no.
I- So I'm
If
a
this
walk
woman's
up the
name
bear.
turns out to be Lyra, I'm gonna be really annoyed.
I'm gonna walk up the bear, and
Yeah.
like just try and like, boom, saddle behind her and
Yeah. I'm
like get her in the vampire position.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say you can absolutely set yourself up with that. That's I think probably your that's probably your movement and your action, because you probably have to dash to get the full feat. But if you have a bonus action that you would like to use, you can certainly activate that right now.
As a rogue, you have dash as a bonus action.
Never
don't you?
mind. That could be your movement and your bonus action, and if you have an action you'd like to use,
Sorry.
that's also fun. No, thank you. No, that was a good. I'm juggling a lot of stat
Yeah,
blocks.
yeah.
Thank you for the reminder. You
Correct.
are correct. This is
Two
the benefit
rogues,
of
baby.
2 rogues, baby. Look, I looked at the spread of this game and I was like, I've been running heists for so long in Keys from the Golden Vault, and this is basically just like a shitty reverse heist. Let's go.
I would like to, so as my action, I would
Yeah.
like to use my fanged bite on the
Hell yeah.
on the fairy lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna make you roll for it. I'm gonna say you definitely have enough cover and stuff that you're able to just kind of like do this. So go ahead and just take an attack. Yeah.
So it's a 1d4 plus 4 piercing damage.
Amazing.
So let me get out my shiny sparkly die.
Ask, oh gosh, you're the only one in this group that doesn't know Dan Vashkevich, Katie, because he had a thing with a LARP that he did, where he kept behind someone who was also in the LARP, who was LARPing a fairy, was like, smells like cinnamon and fear, or something like something like that. He didn't know this woman, and he's very lucky he didn't get elbowed in the solar plexus.
Oh my god!
And then it turned out she's famous, so that's
Oh
fun.
shit!
Yeah.
Oh god!
Nice.
I mean, like, oh wow, okay. Well, that was 8 points of piercing damage.
That's great. You sink your fangs into this this lady. I'm just double checking. Yeah, you just like are able to come up behind her and you just like
Yep.
into her.
Cool.
Cool. That's fun. I love that. Ringting, it's your turn. Binks, you will be on deck after Teddy Bear.
So, now that I know that the goat is on fire,
It's so on fire.
I'm gonna turn towards where the bear is.
Uh-huh.
Can I actually see at all?
Again, I'm playing fast and loose with this.
Sure.
I'm gonna say you can kind of get like shadowy
Sure.
sense of this. You have to get a lot closer to fully see, because you're kind of still in the obscured of the fog. But there's so much fire happening that I'm gonna say it gives you a little bit of visual.
So what I would like to do,
Yes,
I would like to run towards the bear
absolutely.
and then bonus action Misty Step in front of this bitch and stab her with my candy cane dagger.
Right. Yeah, you're probably only like 20 feet max from the bear, so you can absolutely just like run up and then just boom on top of the bear, onto where this fairy rider is. Cool. Go ahead and roll
Do I
me.
get sneak attack because my friend is on the other side?
You get sneak attack both because your friend is on the other side and also because she did not see you coming. Yeah, so
You literally stepped out of the mist.
yeah, you just appear like she just got bitten on the neck, and then you just appear and like, hello. So yeah, just roll every damage.
Okay.
I almost feel bad for her.
I don't.
Almost.
I want to be clear. She has blind sight within 10 feet, but y'all are ninjas, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, please roll me just so much damage.
26 to hit. I'm assuming that's fine.
Oh, that hits so hard. Oh
Great.
my god.
Great. Okay, lots of dice over here.
Every dice.
Ooh, I like that
That's a good
sound.
sound.
She was excited.
So much excitement, and then the math.
Look, it happen. Math happens to everyone.
38 points of stab damage.
Amazing.
Oh my god. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Anything else?
Action, bonus action. No.
Just, yeah, talking is a free action if you have anything you want to say. Or not. It's also fine.
Now that I'm closer to her, can I see who she is?
Ooh.
This is she. I gotta be real. Also, no one should be surprised because this is an Alondra game. She's hot. She is a beautiful fairy woman. Very lithe, very lean. Seems to be made of pure ice and snow. Just like very pale, translucent, icy wings that look like the snowflakes that sort of crackle across your window pane in the first frost. Long, flowing blue and white hair that just cascades down her. You know, whatever. And you look, you're like, oh yeah, this bitch gotta be the snowflake queen. Like, it's so on the nose. You can't not.
Wait, a woman riding the teddy bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I currently have my teeth in the neck of the snowflake queen.
Yeah, you
And
do.
there's a dagger probably sticking in her
Yeah,
ribs
you've
right
got her
now.
teeth in, and you have just seen your new question mark friend Ringting just drive a what kind of, do you have like a normal dagger, or is it like
No,
made
it's
of
a
like
candy
pepper?
cane.
Yeah, no, just drive a spiked candy cane like directly into her chest.
I thought you stabbed the teddy bear.
No. No, I went running towards the teddy bear. Misty stepped to the top of him and stabbed her.
Well, damn.
I love this game.
Gotta have some flavor. And now her blood is minty fresh.
I'm sure it already was. Snowflakes kind of have that minty smell.
What does she
They
taste
do
like?
around here for sure. Cool. I believe that was. Oh God, I'm like, where am I in initiative order? That was Ringting's turn.
Yes.
That brings us to Teddy's turn. Teddy is very aware that something wrong is going on, but also rolled a natural 1. So what you guys are just getting is like kind of like the teddy bear is sort of like moving and shifting, and then you all just kind of get a you start to hear that like ticking of like something winding up again, but nothing else from that. And that's gonna bring us to Binks with my sad snowman on deck and followed by Itzala.
Well, speaking of the sad snowmen, can I see them relatively well through the fog with them being backlit by the fire?
Have you moved in any closer from that
Not
edge?
really. I mean, I can.
You can't really make anything out. You can see like the flaming column of goat fire, but beyond that, you can't really make anything out. You'll have to get in closer.
Okay, I'll move closer into the fog, keeping like ears flattened to my skull, just like slinking through the snow.
Oh yeah, you can totally ninja move in.
Because I still have pass without a trace.
Oh hell. No, yeah, you can fully move. Is your full movement 30 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get that like 30 feet in and get a lot closer. Once you get that much closer, you can kind of see maybe a couple of really sad shapes in the fire, and then this like dark blob off to the side that you know must be the teddy bear.
Okay, I'm not going to worry about the teddy bear just yet. I feel like that is a problem, but it's I'm going to mop up these snowmen.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say that just again, since we're playing fast and loose with this fog spell, where it's fucking over your enemies more than you can kind of see like just vaguely these like flickering pinpoints of where Zippo is like bouncing around within the like orange fire of the goat being on fire.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Aw.
But yeah, you can see there's maybe about 15 feet from you. There's like a slightly darker blob that is probably a snowman.
Okay. Great.
At the very least, you don't think it's any of your allies.
Moving too slow to be any of my allies, probably. Can I see the other one as well? You mentioned that I could see two. One is 15 feet from me.
The other one's probably like 45 feet. It's in a different section.
Amazing. If I can see
Oh,
both
God.
of them. I'm a wildfire druid. I have Scorching Ray.
I played a wildfire druid to level 20. I know what you can do.
I know you do.
Tell me how you ruin my bad guys.
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level. I'm going to send 2 of the bolts at the one closest to me and 2 at the snowman that is farther from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to roll the one that's closest to me first.
Uh-huh.
So that is +9, 15 and 18 to hit.
Obliterates. Melts into a pool of nothing.
Love it. Those 2 hit better.
Yeah, no, you just I don't know what to tell you. They had very few HP left anyway. Everything just melts.
Sweet. Just
Indeed.
remove those 2 from the field of combat, essentially.
Beautiful.
And I want to like mentally check in with Zippo to see, hey, are there any spots that are unburning at this point? How does the fire feel?
The y'all who are close enough are feeling the warmth of the fire. Like, it is real fire. Fire is happening. You get from Zippo's still hopping around and like checking in, but you get like a slight sense of unease from Zippo. Not anything that they're able to like express. It's just like that general. I'll say like that little general sense of just like something feels hinky,
Okay.
but they're not really able to identify what it is.
I trust their sense though. So when I sense that unease through the connection, I'm gonna call them back to me.
Cool. They will whoosh their way back toward you.
And that is my turn.
Great. Snowboys are gone. It's Zala.
I've heard none of my friends screaming in pain or anything. I see the goat flaming.
Mm-hmm.
Have I heard them celebrating at all? Has anyone been like excited?
I don't think that Binks has been, at least. Besides maybe that smile of gratification when the fire column went up, but you were sitting right next to her for that.
That's true. That's true.
I don't think Ringting made any audible noises because she doesn't want the bear to come for her when she saw that happen. So it was more like,
You were like one of the sand people.
I was thinking more of like the SpongeBob doodle with the pencil.
Yes, good.
Man.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and drop the fog cloud
Okay.
because the goat is burning, so we've accomplished at least the first part. And I want to see so I can hit some things.
Totally.
And so after I drop that, I'm going to cast Melt's Minute Meteors. And so I've created 6 tiny little meteors that circle around me. And I'm going to point at the teddy bear and shoot the first 2 at the teddy bear.
Okay.
So that is a dex
that's-
save of 16.
How's your dex, buddy? Not as good as it could be. One pass, one fail.
Okay. So the first one that was a pass will be 8 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And the second is 11 halved, so 5 points of fire damage.
Great. Yeah, you blast these couple meteors into the teddy bear. Anything else you would like to do?
She is going to just keep going clockwise around the clearing,
Okay.
staying sort of out of the way.
Cool.
Keeping
No,
herself moving.
Clockwise is gonna bring you eventually like closer to where everybody else is at this point, including the teddy bear and the snowflake fairy. So.
I thought they were on the west side. Because I was at the south, so I'm going...
If you're going clockwise and they're to the west, then you're moving toward them.
Okay, well that's my bad directionality. I want to...
That's fine.
I'm going in
You
the
wanna
circle
move the
the
other
opposite way.
Great, that's fine.
I'm the same way. I always get west and east mixed up.
Yeah.
Same.
Again,
Oh, yeah,
if I was
that-
better
yeah,
if I was better prepared, I'd have maps for you, but that sounds like
That's
That sounds like
work.
work.
yeah.
That's not what we do for
okay.
Meme of the Month.
So yeah, you're moving further out.
I'm going
but
counterclockwise.
you're staying along the perimeter.
Yes.
So you're still especially since the fog is interrupted, you definitely still have visibility, and also there's a flaming goat that's lighting up everything.
Yeah.
So you definitely can see. I'm gonna say at this point, like you and Biggs also now can definitely see. If you take a moment to look around, you can see that Nos and Ringting are both up on this teddy bear, engaged with this fairy bitch, as we have established she is. Great. That is her turn with
Doesn't
Nos
have to
on
be.
deck. Unfortunately, it kind of is. Let me see what she's.
Yeah, I'm hiding behind her. You're sitting in front of her.
Correct.
She already. Okay, first of
In
all,
some circles, people enjoy what I did. So
Some circles also enjoy a good stabbing. I don't know.
Firstly, we roll her recharge. You all are just lucky that until now I have not been using her legendary action.
I figured as much. I was like, I could be fucked. So I'm gonna fight her now.
She's a snowflake queen. Of course she has legendary actions.
So,
Yeah.
tidy sidebar. The Snow Queen stat block that I am using gives her what is called Snow Sight, which means she can see through areas obscured by snowfall, sleet, rain, and other wintry precipitation without penalty. And I decided that fog is not included in that because
not
fog
wintry.
is in every time
Yep.
season. So you're welcome,
As Carl the San Francisco fog will attest.
dude.
Oh my lord.
Anyway, now that she can see a little bit better, she has maybe more options, but also not. What she's gonna do right now is she's gonna claw at Ringting because Ringting's right in front of her and just stabbed her with a candy cane. So
Yeah.
that feels about right. Remind me what your AC is. I probably have it right here. Yeah, sadly, these are both gonna hit. I'm sorry. You are hit for 22 points of damage. Slashing if it matters. As she just she raises her hands and you see just icicles shoot out of her fingers, like really aggressive fingernails, and she just stabs into you.
Can I uncanny dodge one of those?
Sure.
So half one of those. Doesn't matter which. Or is it
Great.
one attack?
It's a. I did the math wrong anyway. Great. So, do you have immunity to cold damage?
No.
Great.
Unless you want to give it to me as a Santa's
I was
workshop.
about to say.
I feel like you have resistance to cold damage at the
Okay,
very least.
okay.
So let me remath now that I'm reading things. The first one, which you do not dodge, is going to be 11 slashing and 4 cold.
Okay, so
The second one, which you are going to uncanny dodge, I have to double check that I'm remembering uncanny dodge correctly.
it halves the
That
damage.
has it.
Yeah.
So that is going to do 5 slashing and 2 cold.
Okay, so 7 altogether. Okay.
Are you dead?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Sorry,
I was gonna
math
say
is
12th
hard,
level.
friends.
12th level characters. They're a
yeah.
little harder to take out.
Yeah, no, I gave you high levels so that I could actually try to do things to you.
Jesus.
Cool. I think that's her turn. Do you have fun bonus actions? Not really. No, but you look at her and you see like her eyes are like sparkling with like frost magic as she kind of looks at you and kind of like tilts her head a little bit and just goes like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Nos, that's your turn. You have her fangs buried. Her fangs buried in her neck. You've witnessed this entire interaction.
Oh God.
Pringting turns out to be a traitor, I'm going to scream.
She would never.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I'm so used. This is Katie talking. I'm so used to playing very squishy characters that like when you got 20 something points of cold damage, I was like, dead. They're dead.
Level 12, baby!
99 hit points, baby.
Ooh, I've never had that many in my life. So,
We need to get you to some higher level games.
What?
I'll
So-
call you later. Where do I put this bitch now?
So, okay. Is there? I'm trying to think of what I can do to keep small one from death.
More
Oh,
murder.
God. I mean, possibly both. Okay, let's see. I don't have anywhere on my sheet where it says I'm allowed to like suck the vitality out of someone like
Yeah.
a pre-sun.
Look at other possibilities while I look something up really quick, because I think I have a thing for you, but I have to double check. It might be moderately homebrewed. Don't worry about it.
We love homebrew in this house.
I'm trying to look at like because I'm a phantom rogue, so I'm like, okay, do I have anything? Like, do I have anything in here that I could do? Let's see. Okay, well, I can't deal sneak attack damage to her.
Yeah, you can.
I can.
You can.
I'm 5 feet from her, so
She's actively engaged with another party member, so you
Yeah.
definitely get sneak attack damage.
Okay.
I mean, technically the bear would too, because you're all standing on it.
Okay.
Yes, this is also true.
Okay. Well, in that case, although I would love to question her, I don't want to kill her. Well, she's legendary. I don't think that I'll be able to kill her that quickly.
She's a story. She'll come back.
Everything does, unfortunately.
Can I? So I'm a attack her, sneaky style. Mostly so that I can use wails from the grave.
Yes!
There it is.
Okay, so immediately after I deal my sneak attack damage to a creature on my turn, I can target a second creature that I can see within 30 feet of the first creature, and it will take 3d6 necrotic damage, and I can deal this necrotic damage to the first creature as well.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow,
Roll
phantom
you-
rogues are terrifying.
Vampires are scary. Yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. I'm going
I
to
should have done that with Strave instead of Psionic. Oh well.
It was story flavor.
Yeah.
It made sense.
It was for flavor. I don't even remember what deals I had to strike with whom in order to unlock this class on D&D Beyond. Truthfully. Okay. So my sneaky attack is just gonna be with my teeps again.
Teeps.
So that's 6 points of bitey damage.
What was the attack roll?
That was a 2 plus 4.
For 6?
Mhm.
That's not gonna hit.
Piercing damage?
You have to roll to hit first.
You have to roll to hit first.
You're talking about the D4 for damage at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just double checking because she does have a pretty high armor class.
Okay. I'm on a slanted desk. This is not helpful.
Wee.
That's a 19.
Okay, that does hit. So
Okay.
continue.
Okay, so I bit her. for
Yes.
6.
Yes.
And then Whales of the Grave is... Where did I put it?
Did that include your sneak attack damage?
I don't remember how to roll sneak attack damage. I'll be so very, very real with you.
At this level, it's 6d6.
Shiza.
Yeah. No. That's why I wanted to check, because I was like, if there's any possibility that you miss this attack, I need to know. Because that might determine if I survive another round or not.
Ooh. Okay. So am I rolling 6 of these
Roll
individually?
6d6.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 6 is 18 plus 3 is 21 plus 1 is 22.
Cool. So that's 22 seek attack. And now you
Hmm.
also get to roll your Whales from the Grave, which is 3d6.
Amazing.
Gosh.
I didn't want to kill her before we had that chance to ask her questions.
No, kill her.
She's still fine. She's got a lot
Okay.
of HP.
6 plus 2 plus 6.
6 plus
14.
2 plus 6 is
14.
14. Great. So that happens to
For
her
teddy bear
and to the teddy
her.
bear. Great.
Chomp, chomp, munch, munch, bite, bite.
Yeah. Doing math.
I swear, if I could convince my kids at school to play D&D, I feel like the
Math would be
teachers
so much more
really-
fun.
I think the math teachers would turn around and really appreciate me.
Cool. Okay. So you do just metric ton of damage to this fairy. You see that she had a pretty good balance of like the blue and white thing going on, and you see she sort of starts to like crystallize. Gets a more like icy, as it's almost like the liquid is being drained and she is kind of crystallizing a little bit. You also see this like ripple into the teddy bear, and he starts to like stiffen a little bit, like his movements become a little more like jerky and mechanical. Neither of them is down yet, but they're both looking less good than they could. You still have a hefty grip on her kind of from behind while you have Ring Ting in front, and then your friends are sort of like starting to make their way in as they feel appropriate. And that's gonna bring us around to Ring Ting.
Oh, she has her nails in me. I have a knife in her. I'm gonna stab her again with another knife.
Hell
Oh,
yeah!
God. Oh,
Another
God.
candy cane sticking out of this bitch.
If you whip out
Oh,
another candy cane
I do.
and just swing it around. Hell yeah.
26 to hit.
Fuck.
Absolutely.
Okay, come here, all of my dice.
Her AC's not that good. It's good enough that I sometimes have to check.
Petition for the Snowflake Queen's AC to be called her Icy from now on.
Granted.
Second.
40 points of damage.
Fuck.
Holy moly!
Okay. Glad the liquid hadn't hit my mouth yet.
Sorry.
Oh, that was on me. That was my bad. You slam this candy cane into her, I assume, chest again, and she just like her eyes get kind of big, and you just see more of this like snowflake frost crackling sort of covering her as more of the blue drains out of her, and she becomes more like white and frosty. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I don't have really anything else unless I wanted to do an offhand attack. Nah, I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, she's looking not
hold
good.
up.
Yeah, go continue.
Does the bear have anything that I can like make sure that he can't do that I'm gonna be your best friend thing? Because there's this thing in my D&D Beyond that says fast hands where I could disarm like a trap or something.
Yeah, fast hand.
This is a great question. You've only used your attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you this one because I think that's very clever, and also I think you, being a former Santa's elf, would know this. All toys that are built like this, that have some sort of mechanism, voice box, mechanics inside them, have an access port somewhere along their back.
Okay.
If you think of this in like modern terms, this is the equivalent of like that portion where you like unvelcro and you can access where like the battery is located, right? You would know that this exists. And this, more and more as you're spending time with it, is feeling like a toy that has been, you know, sized up to an extreme level. So you can look around, give me a perception check, and if you can beat my randomly designated DC, you can find the access port to be able to, like, get into the inner mechanisms of this toy.
Why can't I math?
It's hard.
It's so dumb. 23?
Yeah, you absolutely. You look down at where you're standing as you've got these like candy canes driven into the snowflake. Faye, you look down and you're just like, oh yeah, you can absolutely just like dive down, like kind of like pop open the Velcro on the back of this bear and just dive into its inner workings.
I guess I'm disappearing into the bear. Bye.
Yeah, you just like pop down into the bear and you just find a bunch of like, not as complex as what Dross was teaching you about, but like some general mechanical workings that you're a little bit familiar with from your time in Santa's workshop. And specifically you find the voice box, which is that like pre-programmed unit with a bunch of the like phrases it's supposed to spit out as it is activated.
Awesome.
So,
can I disarm it now or is that later?
what do you have as bonus action possibilities?
So there's fast hands. You can use a bonus action to granted by your cunning action to make a sleight of hand check. Use your thieves tool to disarm a trap or open a lock.
I'm gonna
or
say you can I'm gonna say you can use that. So roll me a
Okay.
sleight of hand check to see if you can disarm the voice box.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't tell if that was a 9 or
Mood.
6. But that is oh my gosh. It's plus 13, so 9 plus 13.
Yeah, no,
22.
you 1000%. You walk in, you're like, oh yeah, I know this, and you just reach in with your tools and just like pop it and whatever. You have deactivated the voice box.
Oh.
So that ability is fully no longer available to the teddy bear. Great. I think that is it for your turn.
It is, yes. I feel like
Great.
I've done a lot, so.
Yeah, that is Teddy's turn. He, for I think the third turn in a row, rolled very low, and can't really do anything. He's gonna kind of like shift. So those of you who are on the teddy bear, which I think is mostly it's Nos on and Ringting Ann, are gonna kind of feel that shifting. But he can't really do anything, and he doesn't really do anything, and that's gonna bring us to Binks with It's All on Deck.
So the fog cloud is gone at this point.
Correct.
So I can see everything on the field.
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to throw fire at a snowflake.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm going to use Scorching Ray again at 3rd level because I've got the spell slots for now.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. I'm going to roll for all of them in a single go. All right, so that is a 25.
Yep.
16.
Nope.
Buh, 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 buh. These latte dice are very hard to read. 27
Yep.
and a 12.
No.
Which is also a no. All right.
You're throwing these at the Snowflake Queen
Uh-huh.
that I am holding on to?
Yep. Don't worry, I can aim. You're behind her.
No, you're fine. She will be targeted, you will not be.
Okay. I was like, my armor class is 11, so
Yeah, no,
I
good check. You're fine.
So that is 12 points of fire damage.
Okay. I like that brings me to a nice round number on my notes.
Round number.
Cool.
And I want to use my bonus action to send Zippo kind of zipping around the clearing just to try to get a sense of where that unease is coming from, just to try to get a directionality of what this doesn't feel like the end,
Sure.
and I'm uncomfortable with that.
Zippo starts kind of like racing around, just kind of like bounding through. And everything you're kind of getting back from them is just that, like, the general sense of unease is kind of just this whole area. It's not like brighter or not in any specific spot. It's just here. It's just
Okay.
the place where you are.
How's the fire doing with the goat?
Fire is glowing brightly. Like you could roast chestnuts on it, except that would be an affront to your society.
Yeah.
Or
All right,
like you could dance naked around it, which would be much more in keeping with your vibes.
Yeah. All right, that ends my turn.
Great. Itzala, that is your turn with Nos on deck after the Snow Queen.
Well,
Or the Snow Fairy, whatever the fuck we're calling her.
I do have a crossbow,
Hmm.
so I'll point that at her and try shooting her.
Hell yeah.
That is 13 to hit.
Not gonna do it, unfortunately.
That's fine.
No.
I do still have my meteors floating around me,
Yes, you do.
and I do have sorcery points
Hell
and the
Oh,
ability to do a
Raka.
twinned spell.
yeah.
So I would like to target both the snowflake and the bear
Oh god.
with a pair of meteors each.
Excellent.
So that is a DC 16 dex save. So 2 for each of them.
Everybody fails everything.
All right. So I'll hit
Story
her
of my life.
first. Ooh, so that is 12 and 7, so 19 fire damage for her. And then 8 and 8, so 16 for the bear.
Cool. Great. Great turn. The bear kind of seems to just sort of like he's up on all fours, he's kind of like ready thing, and you see him kind of just like sink down a little bit, almost like, the equivalent of like if you're on all fours, like sinking to your elbows and knees, he kind of like settles down a little bit. You definitely see also that she is not, as one might say, looking good. She seems pretty wrecked. She is gonna kind of look around at everything. Ringting, you're right in front of her. Nos, or no, your Ringting's, you're down in the mechanism.
I'm in the bear.
No, sorry, my bad. Ringting, you're not right in front of her. But Nos, like, you're kind of like right behind her.
Yeah.
And you can feel her kind of like looking around, kind of assessing the situation, and then she just kind of like spins around and sort of like looks at you, her eyes like super wide and just blinking a little bit, and she just kind of looks at you and goes, I don't think you understand what you all are doing here. Are you sure this is what you want? Because if you do this, there's no going back. You have to realize that. Right? And she sort of like blinks big eyes at you.
Oh, she's trying to charm you.
She got them anime eyes.
Well,
Does
she's
this
aiming
work
at the
on
right
him?
person.
Yeah.
Well,
He's doing it to the right person.
she blinks at you. Here's the thing. You feel like she is trying to charm you, but it is not working.
Nah, I mean, like, she's cute. Like, that works, like, on its own. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of like, is she saying something that, like, has a ring of truth to it? Like, is there information there that I need to be, like, gathering?
You do get a sense, like, you don't get the sense that she's lying to you. You get a sense that she is, what she is saying is probably real. There is probably something here that you don't have full information on. That said, is that a good enough reason to, like, not deal with this?
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah, you've dealt with a lot of situations where somebody's been like, hey, you don't know what's really happening, and you're like, correct. And you do get a sense that she maybe knows a little bit of something that you don't, but it doesn't feel like it's... You don't get the sense that you're in the wrong. You just get a sense that maybe there's, like, more happening here than you've fully processed. Which is normal.
That's to be expected, honestly. Unfortunately.
She kind of looks at you and she just goes, well, okay then. I guess we're just gonna have to do this. And she lunges at you with those, like, big, icy claws.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, it's really cute. One of them fully misses, I think, because that's how low she rolled. One is gonna hit. That is going to be 11 slashing plus 7 cold, unless you have something that counters that. Which you might. I didn't look.
I mean,
You can probably uncanny dodge at least.
I could uncanny dodge. Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah, so I could half it.
Okay.
Oh, it hurts so good. Ow.
In which case you have it to 3 cold and 5 slashing. As she kind of
Okay.
looks at you and is just like, oh. And that's gonna be your turn.
It's my turn now?
Yeah,
Okay.
with Ranting on deck.
Okay.
Well, Ranting on deck following something that's going to happen.
Thanks, I hate it.
I'm safe inside the bear. I'm safe inside the bear. I'm safe inside the bear.
Safe.
Oh my lord. Um, I'm very tempted to ask what you know, Your Highness. Since you were so kind as to, fair is fair.
I'd be happy to discuss it if we could come to a mutual arrangement.
The mutual arrangement would be taking you into custody.
Oh, that's not gonna. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to jail or anything adjacent to that if that's what you're implying.
Then I'm afraid we're at an impasse. I will return the favor. And I will. Let's see. What should I do? You know what? Because it's not very flirty, and she's not playing fun with me. So I'm going to pitch her off of the teddy bear. Just sort of like,
Ooh.
boom.
Okay.
And I will follow her. Like, I will hop down to the ground so that she's not able to like run off, but I'm just like, nah,
Yeah, you're just gonna like eat her off and then like land on top of her.
basically. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that's your bonus action and your movement. So if you want to still take an action,
Okay. I'm gonna. I don't know if I actually want to kill her. I want to grapple her. I'm gonna grapple her to the ground.
okay. Go ahead and give me a strength check with advantage.
Strength check with advantage. Strength check with advantage. Okay, there we go. Okay. Biscuits with advantage. Okay, with advantage. That was an 8. Oh, nat 20.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So nat 20 plus 2.
Yeah, you throw her into the snow, you land on top of her, and she sort of like lands face down, so before she can like roll over or get up or anything, you're able to just kind of like grab her and just be like, all right, we're just gonna see what happens.
It's like,
Cool.
yep, we're just gonna hang out here.
At the top of the round,
Dun dun
all
dun.
see, you all look as you see this goat, this flaming straw goat, sort of like cracks. You know, it's like it's got its 4 legs, like right kind of in the middle of it, between those 2 points. It sort of like, like cracks a little bit and kind of caves in, and you all see out of that place where it has sort of like caved and cracked, this deep shadow starts to like emerge, like something clawing its way out of the center, something that is void, something that sucks all the light out of the space around it as it pulls itself out of this goat up onto the top and then just like springs down and lands in the snow, silhouetted by the flames behind it. It is something large, bipedal, standing in the snow, arms at its sides, head sort of lolling a little bit as it gains its area. And you can see silhouetted just this shaggy, furry creature with two huge goat horns.
Oh, it's gross.
Oh, fuck.
On this goat, silhouetted and bright glowing red eyes as it looks around, kind of spins its head, and then turns its body fully to look at this teddy bear and those of you who are kind of on and near it. And you see this bright red tongue lolling out of its mouth, flickering around as it looks. And you just hear it be like, "You have summoned me."
What we did?
do?
Is that what we did?
Burnt sacrifice.
Sorry, was that not the point?
Don't.
I
No.
mean,
Normally when the thing gets lit on fire, it's because you're summoning me.
it was our directive. Sorry.
Sorry, directive from who?
One of our commanders in the war. Are you familiar with Baba Yaga?
Oh, shit. Okay. Fuck. Okay, that's a lot. Right, so she sent you to summon me?
Technically.
From inside the bear, she sent us to set the goat on fire.
So yes, technically.
Okay.
God.
Alright, okay, that's a lot.
Mother
Have some
has summoned
history
you.
there.
Wait,
Maybe-
so
Maybe a little bit.
Krampus and Baba Yaga dated?
Like,
Fuck yeah.
a date? An
Oh.
ex?
Oh,
I'm
God.
slowly pulling
You're
myself
putting it-
out, I guess.
Yeah, you are like
date?
climbing yourself out of the top of the bear. The snowflake queen turns and looks at you and nods, and it's like, I don't want to sound desperate or anything, but like I would literally do anything to not be here when this happens. Like whatever you want. Do you want magic? Do you want riches? Like we could work something out. We could do an IOU. I would just love to like not be here.
It's like, this is weird. We're sitting here. We're listening now. We're listening. We're listening.
Okay. I can hold space. It's fine. It's okay. I would just really love to not be here. Just the whole thing. That would be great.
God. Oh.
Krampus is standing there. He is suddenly like, you see his like long like he's got like, you know, beastly humanoid hands with like, these long nails, and you see he's kind of doing that like that awkward sort of like twitching. He's like, okay, so Mother Yaga asked you to summon me is the thing. Okay, do I need to go do a thing? What's
Yeah.
happening?
She asked us to set this thing on fire. We didn't know it was gonna summon you.
You should probably
yeah.
go talk to her.
You should go talk to her.
I'm sure she
Do
knows.
I have to?
I mean, you don't have to do anything.
Hold on. If I set it on fire, technically I summoned you, which means yes, go and talk to her.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
You see
Yeah.
he starts to like glow a little bit, and he's like, God, I hate it when they figure out the loopholes. Okay, I'm
Oh my
gonna
Lord.
go, and he like twitches a little to talk to Yaga. Do you need me to deal with? And he just like points generally. Deal with any of this?
I mean, can we sweep the area and just make it so that like we were never here?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Do you want those birds out of the way? They're kind of fucking annoying.
Yeah, what's the deal with the birds?
We didn't
I don't
even get
fucking
to
know,
the
man.
birds.
Can I feed them first? I would like to see what these sugar plums do.
Oh God.
Yeah, sure, go to town. I just don't want to deal with them, man.
Oh, it's
So
all
yeah,
a
she'll
cynic
scatter the
little
sugar
bird.
plums seed.
You start shattering sugar plums and like bird seed and whatever, and you just see like swarms of random birds
That's a lot
come
of
in
birds.
and start pecking. Krampus looks at you and goes, Yeah, no, I'm not into this. Y'all want to ride?
You know what? Yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah, okay.
I'll whistle for Zippo.
He like puts down his hands into the snow, lets you Binks kind of like and Zippo kind of like crawl up, and he like puts you on a shoulder. He holds out a hand to like those of you on the teddy bear or near the teddy bear, and she's like, "Do you wanna?"
Let's see. Do we want to take a POW?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we can get information.
And
Rope.
possibly trade for some of ours that we lost in the last skirmish.
Yes.
Good point.
Yeah,
Can I pull my candy canes out of her chest after doing this?
yeah. You want to go for a pull or candy? She's just like, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay, great." You tie her up, and like Krampus just like gently kind of like picks her up and like nestles her almost like an ornament, like just kind of like tangles her into so this like cocoon and this like rope net, and she's like, "Okay, that's a thing that's happening. Great." He holds out his hands to the rest of you who might need to like crawl up as you are able to like climb up onto him. He's like, "Okay, I wasn't prepared for like social interaction, but I guess this is what we're doing. Everybody hang on." He puts his palms together and sort of like rubs them together, and you see this like shimmering magical like portal begins to open, and as it does, he suddenly looks over and he's like, "How do we feel about that?" And he points at the teddy bear.
Oh, make it go away.
It's fine. Just let it roam.
He reaches over and he just like pats it on the head, and you see it suddenly like basically disanimates and shrinks down into like a little toy teddy bear.
There we
yeah.
go.
And he like
That's better.
kind of picks it up and like flops it onto a shoulder with wherever all the rest of you were kind of sitting.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. This is gonna be awkward. Everybody hang on. And he reaches with his claws and like parts this portal open, and you see on the other side this like crackled, waste-torn, barren land that can only be home. Can only be the depths of the hollows. As he steps through, seals the portal behind him. You are all returned to the safety of your motherland, knowing that there's going to be a very weird interaction in your future. But you have also succeeded in doing a good job. You have summoned forth one of the ancient spirits that straddles the line between the winter and the autumn. And maybe this is a step in the right direction toward resolving these wars. Or at the very least, it's going to make things harder for the Xmas forces. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Hell yeah.
Dang.
That was so good.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out a little longer than normal, both players and Chad. This was a very unhinged episode that I did not have as prepared as normal, so we need a little extra time to resolve it. But hopefully you felt it was worth it, and hopefully the payoff was good.
Unhinged is kind of our brand. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to
Absolutely.
Meme of the Month, everyone.
Yep.
Oh my lord. I wasn't sure where that was gonna go. I was like, what's the ancient magic that's like hanging out in the forest? Like what was Binks feeling earlier?
True facts, there were multiple options that I did have stat blocks for,
Oh,
depending on how quickly we got there and where we went. But I feel like this was the right vein.
How high up was the Yule Cat in your wishes of things to do?
I had looked at it. It wasn't the highest. It was an option. The more specific thing was depending on how quickly you got there and how you approached it, you had the option of either burning the Yule Goat was going to summon Krampus, who exists in a perfect world between the Hollows and Xmas. Depending on how you approach things, there was also the possibility of summoning the Holly King, who is a general of the Xmas forces. But is also an ancient deity.
Oh,
So
God.
there was the
God.
possibility to like win him over to your side. We didn't do that though. Anyway,
No.
I'll stop rambling. We don't have an after dark for this.
I
But
wish.
you know, hit me up in
Someday.
the Discord or whatever. I'm around, whatever. Danny, I'll kick it over to you so you can like tell us the order in which we need to sign off.
All
Just
right, we're
one
actually going to
thing.
go. Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Alondra, I feel like you need to do a full campaign of this, and I will gladly throw my hat in there.
Agreed. Absolutely
It's-
agreed.
It's developed a lot, so in the future this might be like a full limited series campaign.
And I will 100% help like write it up whenever that's a thing, because holy hells.
I will
This is
gladly
fantastic.
play in it and do whatever we need to make it content for you, honey.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you all. Again,
Oh.
thank you audiences for being here. Danny, talk us through our signing.
Yes,
out.
we're wrapping up. We're going to be pretty quick about this.
Yeah.
We're going to go just in the same order that we did before. So we'll kick it off with Tiana. I know.
As they count something, Jesus.
I wasn't counted anymore. I was hoping we were going to go the opposite way, but here we are. Cool. Again, I have been Tiana Wren. I play here with occasionally Meme of the Month, more often with Crits and Knits. I also stream on my own channel at twitch.tv/VandaLostwin. I'm also a player and editor on the Redacted Reports, where we're partway through season 8 currently. Yeah, I'm also co-host and editor on Inspiration Point. If you want to find out more about how to run TTRPGs, we're your people. I also run stuff and play stuff on Quest and Chaos. I am kind of all over the place. That
Yay!
is just my life. I don't know how to not.
Do it
I
all.
don't know how to not do TTRPGs like literally all of the time. And Deebs and I are planning to launch something in the not too distant future, and we'll see what else happens.
Fantastic. Katie, tell us about you.
Hi. I'm Katie. I'm not online very much, but occasionally you can find me here. And
We're gonna drag you into more stuff because you're awesome.
Yeah.
Please.
I am 100% serious. You are awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. But yeah, I like playing here with these folks, and sometimes I'm out in the real world and teaching and fighting for library rights.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Very important.
Oh my God, that was two in unison.
Deebs.
Hello, I am Deebles. I am, oh, wow. I'm
A
over
gremlin.
here. Yeah, an eldritch horror. Thank you very much. So I am over here on Crits and Knits, and that's pretty crafty. We actually just finished Roll for Weird. The podcast is slowly getting picked up, but if you're interested, you can actually listen to all of it on YouTube. When I'm not here, I'm kind of over on my own channel doing my own thing where I play video games. Right now we're in the 12 days of Twitchmas. Every day is a different kind of day. There's art being posted to my Instagram as we go along.
Hell yeah.
So if you're interested in spooky but also nostalgic video games, come hang out with me. As I just say over and over again about Final Fantasy X, I love this game.
Oh, yes. Fantastic. And Alondra.
Yeah.
I am Alondra, aka Lady Bedivere. I end up weirdly DMing a lot over here on Meme of the Month. You can also find me on Quests and Chaos, and hopefully in the new year you will find me on my own channel at Lady Bedivere, which you can also find me at for all socials. I run games all the time. I am slowly becoming a permanent GM, and if you want to hire me to run games for you and your group, that is an option. Hit me up on all of my socials. I am always very excited to be here and play with this crew. I love everybody here. And finally, I will kick it back to Danny.
Before it kicks back to Danny properly, I will just quickly plug that Alondra's going to be running Creepy Christmas Carols on my channel on Monday. It is a one-pager that she wrote, where basically we're kids who are going around Christmas caroling, and then the skeleton army rises, and then we deal with it from there.
As
Yeah,
one
it's part
does.
of an ongoing series where you play a bunch of middle schoolers who have to fight the skeleton army. I have a bunch of seasonal variations, and we're doing the
love that.
holiday variation on Monday.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute toss together, and I'm really thrilled that it's coming to be, and I'm very excited about it. I apologize. Over to you, Danny.
Excellent. Well, I am Danny. You can find me all over the internet as Danielle Lanois. I am here on Majestic Goose doing crits and knits, and That's Pretty Crafty, and podcast form on Eclipse and Roll for Weird, and other stuff, I'm sure. You can also find me on Sunday nights over on the Ink and Lyre Network playing Chromatic Academy, a Kids on Brooms game. And oh my goodness, stuff is popping off.
Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah, things are happening.
Yeah, it is.
And we will be back with another meme of the month in January, theoretically January 11th. We have not picked out a meme yet. We haven't got a GM yet, but we've got plenty of time. We do plan to be back in the new year. We've already got someone who's called dibs on our February game, so stick around. We will be back in the new year with new games and more chaos every month. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next month. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.